Ah, yes, the Elon Musk era, boys. While he's distracting you with the flipping of the bird, I took entire YouTube to myself. Here's some information about misinformation, in case you want to battle that. You gotta fact check the information. Double check, just verify if I am in fact YouTube CEO or not. I don't know how you're gonna do that. Share accurate information. The accurate information that Susan did not post anything for 9 months, or didn't post anything substantial or reinstating, and probably just posted a bunch of tweets on Twitter. A platform that doesn't exist and is actually right now on fire for some reason. I don't know why. Report misinformation. So reach out to the, YouTube authorities. Obviously, just mass flag my videos until I disappear. That's the best solution to everything these days. Educate others. I'm educating you right now, but you can make videos about me and make me feel a lot better that way. All right, so please educate people about me. Yes, thank you very much. So, I'm 6 hours into my ultimate takeover of YouTube. I can do whatever I want. I can eat whatever I want. And it doesn't have to be on YouTube either. All right. I sometimes eat TikTok for a living. So, I'll show you guys my latest scoops if I can get rid of this nonsense. Latest scoopy poops. This is basically, I imagine this is going to be called TikTok. And that's it. Because the time is running out and we're going to have a new year tomorrow. So that's nice. I hope you're ready for that. Because I'll do a stupid-ass event that, for myself, obviously, for my ego, to build myself up. And a little bit explore who's Eminem, what's up with Justin Bieber, how much does he suck. And did PewDiePie really retired? Did he did everything right? And did Mr. Beast did everything wrong to reach where he is right now? We'll see how powerful these guys are versus, well, a girl. One girl that I like. So she's that much more powerful when you like a person. Anyways. I mean, I'm YouTube CEO. Whatever I like has superpowers these days. If I don't like you, however, you have super, weaknesses. I don't know what these are. It's random for every single person. Usually people just have the super weakness of ignoring everything, no matter what, man. It's the first stage of having a super weakness. And I will definitely take advantage of that. Alright? Anyways, most people are gonna ignore this message because we are at minute number 3. That's longer than the usual TikTok, man. I can't stand this video. What is this? How did I get here? You posted a video with the name TikTok and it's longer than 3 minutes? Give me a break, boy. Yes. So I'm gonna be breaking down The Fuss, basically. It's the first episode of The Fuss. What are people talking about that I picked up on that I give a fuck about? And let's see how deep we can go. Because I reviewed some TikToks, but we're definitely not gonna get to that point where things overlap. So I'll just try to dig deeper and...
No, wait, you're kidding. You didn't just...
I really like Eminem.
I prefer Skittles.
No, like the rapper.
Why would you eat the rapper?
Free McDonald's is gonna be a game changer. It doesn't matter whether you like McDonald's or not. I personally...
So yeah, this guy made free water. So he's gonna make free McDonald's, which is actually a game changer. Yeah, it is. But it's a little bit more difficult than making free water, unfortunately. Just 100 times more difficult. So obviously, if you did something, now you can start, boasting of what the future is gonna look like, and make TikToks about it. Not a good idea, but let's continue.
Would you rather have...
Now, I'm not sure how I'm gonna break down the fuss in general. I kind of thinking of just reacting to things, but that would be boring. I usually like categorize things and blah, blah. Oh, come here, TikTok. We're gonna clickety. But because I'm making a video about TikTok, you're mine now. Congratulations. You're mine.
$50 or a free studio session?
What's the catch?
What do you mean?
I'll take the free studio session.
I bet, let's go.
I bet.
So the hope that while I watch these TikToks and I go deeper and deeper, I strike some kind of topic of discussion, like something that sounds like bullshit or gold, or I'm really torn apart by the subject, and I never really, thought about it as important, but people talk about it, and people care. And that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. Or, in general, we're just going to breeze through. We never know what's going to happen, right? So, breeze through and react to what's up. Now, I would happily show you just random TikToks, but should we try that? Random TikToks to warm up? I don't know. We can try. But the first downside is that I have to watch the whole thing. I have to chillax. It's not a memory game anymore. And most of the time, you're being drawn into and your time is getting wasted. So unless you have free time to watch TikToks, do it then, not do it when you make a video about it. So that's why I wouldn't do it right now. So they go to the studio,
there is a catch.
whatever.
We'll record you for free, but I'm not gonna mix your song.
Then what's the point of recording me?
I'm actually gonna have AI mix your song. You wanna hop in the booth?
Put my grief in a box, put me under the never discovery.
Yeah, so Michael just uploaded his
Yeah, it didn't sound like anything, right?
song.
It says it's finished, so we're going to see if it actually sounds good. Put my grief in a box.
And that was fast.
Put me under the never discovery. Put my grief in a box. Put me under the never discovery. I can't even.
Yeah. I can't wait to get a sexy voice without actually buying a better microphone. And I can start making music now. All I had to do is wait. Now I can make music. Alright. However, there has to be a catch. There has to be, man. Was there ever a catch when you got a new smartphone? The catch was, it's a lot harder to touch grass now. And I'm not talking about touching grass. I'm talking about having real emotions with real people, interacting in real time, and being sucked into this, the oozing insanity, man. Being basically put under so much pressure you can barely move, man. But that was a weird downside because nobody wanted that anyways. Now you can just use your phone to do whatever you want. The problem is that people can ignore you so easily now. They don't have to care anymore. And AI is probably going to accelerate that a little bit further to the point where we literally don't have to care about each other. Even on the internet. Even despite we creating content for each other. We just make content for ourselves and wonder why we even exist. So that sucks. But it's too big of a story. If it contains AI, I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. I literally don't know. Even I don't know, man. I'm supposed to have all the answers, man. I at least know how YouTube algorithm works, right? Nope. Don't ask me that one. I do not know. If I knew, then I would, post a video and get millions and millions of views easily. It's that simple. But I don't know. And that's quite a problem. But that kind of makes AI really stupid and annoying sometimes. And random. And random doesn't really work all that much. when it comes to generating meaning. So this stuff is a tough one to crack. The cool thing is, if you generate enough randomness, then you will, once you sit through hours and hours of randomness, you're gonna find a few pieces that you like, but you still have to educate yourself. You still have to get good at it, get the skills, and all of a sudden, listening to music is gonna be even more skillful thing to do when you have to pick up what is AI generated and what is not with your ears, man. It's a tough one. But I don't want to go deep into it, or AI gods will punish me.
I am not being racist, but whenever I go back to the UK, I will always ask an Asian person to help me take the photo. And that is because they are better picture takers than us Brits.
So, Brit,
No effort whatsoever. He takes one photo, and he's as him. She's
An
even
Asian.
directing me and suggesting angles.
like, acts like an authority, and this guy just acts like an invisible NPC, basically. Now, I'm not... Well, Asians are not local. They're put under pressure and they want to perform positively. And maybe they even have a principle... Well, even just being able to travel from one country to another, you have to pick up a lot of principles and make sure you're, like, well aware of what the hell is going on, or you're going to get in trouble. And most people know that. And again, you also need plenty of money and plenty of reasons and friends and all that stuff. So don't take foreigners too lightly. So Asian people would definitely be prepared when they travel to another country. All right, I would imagine. And that's what happened. It's not... But also Asian people potentially have the personality for authority. It's interesting. I'm not going to go too deep into that.
I'm done,
That's fun.
but she's not. Wow.
But she could also sabotage the photo, because she's too smart.
She's on the floor getting the money.
And you wouldn't even recognize that your photo has been sabotaged. But it's not random, at least.
That is what you call commitment.
But also, the question is, who the hell cares? You're never gonna talk to strangers anyways. So, I'm sorry, bro. Your fuss sucks real bad.
Magnus Carlsen takes down Norbert Abdusattorov, the reigning world rapid champion, with brilliant moves. Ready for this? Knight g5, sacrificing the bishop.
I'm sorry because I have to show chess, but TikTok showed me a lot of chess because it caught me off guard, man. It's like, well, you understand chess, so you probably like it now. And now I'm angry at whoever made TikTok.
Getting forked every which way possible. But he's like, oh, I'll just give you a check. Because if you go here, I set up a nasty discovery and you're going to lose. So Norbect's like...
Okay. I like his t-shirt, and I feel like I made a mistake. I made a mistake.
Kindergarten.
I'm a TV news producer.
How much do you make? I make 54.
I make 39K.
Do you feel fairly
Don't say how much you make.
compensated for where you live?
But now I have to work with it, alright.
If you're from here? No.
No, definitely not.
What did you study in school? Elementary education. And I also have my master's.
Well, I say don't say how much you make, because I'm goddamn Eastern European, man. You better not say how much you make, bruh. If you make $1, they will take that dollar away from you, man. So, be careful with that one. That looks a little bit more than $1. Interesting. I'll have to send them a message that they need to pay taxes to this new CEO for either watching YouTube videos or not watching YouTube videos. I haven't decided yet, because I need to figure out.
Journalism.
You like what you do?
Yes. I kind of like it. Getting used to it. I've only been at it for like 6 months, so getting there.
Are you a couple? Yeah. I'm guessing. Okay. How do you handle pay different?
They don't look like a couple to me.
Like, do you split rent 50-50? Is that something you both talk about?
Yeah, I mean, we make it as even as possible.
What is rent? I don't get it. What is she talking? What is the definition of rent? I could Google it up, but you know, I'm scared.
She's a leasing agent for apartments, so she sells apartments. She makes, I think, about like $40,000 a year.
See, she sells. God damn it! She sells apartments, so she probably doesn't pay rent, guys. See, that's how you do it. Very simple.
He's a solar installer, and I think he makes around 50, 60?
Yeah, about like 50. Yeah, about like 50,000. Yeah.
So if you guys are a couple and you have a salary discrepancy, how do you handle?
Obviously, we need meninism, by the way, because I'm sensing a pay gap in another direction for some reason. What happened, bro? Bruh. For any job is crazy as hell. So underpaid. Oh no. Then pay him more. Employ him. Duh. Stop complaining. It's that simple, dude.
Yeah, about like 50. Yeah, about like 50,000.
So if you guys are a couple.
Wait, do you want to hear how much I make? Per infinity of time? Well, there's some roaches in my wallet right now. If I take those roaches and inspect them, maybe they have some money. I haven't tried that yet.
And you have a salary discrepancy, how do you handle bills, like going to the restaurant?
Yeah, we usually split. We'll do like one of us will pay one day, or just since I bring in a little more money, I'll pay a little more stuff here and there. Just try
to even out, bro. You need 5K to run as fast as you can, just in case, man.
Even it out, but she definitely picks up a lot of the time. So we're definitely splitting it, yeah.
Do you like what you do?
Yeah, we're from Arizona, but we're making good money for what we do.
I'm a teacher.
So, unfortunately, I can only make jokes, and there's nothing I want to talk about. I don't remember the reason why I like. I just like it's transparent. This is the first time I see this stuff, and on TikTok you can discover stuff like this. You see it once, and you never want to see it ever again, unless there's a titsy bitsy need for some reason to explore it a little bit more. Man, the fact that people have jobs is mind blowing. To be honest, what is that? How did you get it? I thought my job is finding a way to stop living my life, man, in the fastest way possible. You know, now I'm thinking about moving to Canada real quick. God damn it. But, well, I enjoy this new job, so I probably will not do that. You know, I'm a little bit too busy. And I also, I can go to Canada anytime I want, I guess. I'm just very scared. So that, you know, it's not instant endification of life. So that doesn't work for me. Interesting.
For the first time ever, you
still have to go to Canada, and maybe Canada does not exist this whole time. It could be a lie. So there's a lot of problems, guys.
Ukraine successfully struck targets deep inside Russia, military airfields of Engels.
Well, I was hoping that they would strike Putin in his facial, because I thought assassin drones supposed to exist. Do they?
And Dyagilevo, home to Russia's long-range strategic bombers, which is actually not far away from the Russian capital. And it's been...
Also, I'm not sure how much of this I can show on YouTube without getting super striked. Lightning striked. I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, even I don't know. I'm supposed to know, man. I'm employed.
Rumored that Ukraine used Soviet Tu-141 drones for that mission. Originally designed for reconnaissance missions in the late 70s in the USSR, but then were modified as a lethal weapon, apparently with help of American defense contractor Raytheon Technologies. So what it meant is that Putin had to move their bombers from those airfields far away, beyond the Polish Circle in Russia, where they won't be able to launch missile attacks on Ukraine. And that is significant. But the aftermath of this attack goes far deeper. Putin just lost his biggest strategic weapon, bluff. He used it also effectively before, even in the later stages of the war in Ukraine. Punchline was always the same. Give us what we want, otherwise Armageddon, nuclear. Do you want that? We don't want it either. And that tactic worked. All the Wunderwaffe cartoons that Putin fed to the West before the war, he enjoyed it a lot. But he's no longer has this critical leverage. Because in a sensational turn of events, United States just gave Ukraine a green light to strike deep inside Russian territory, reported by British Times. Quote, "We still use the same calculations of escalation, but the fear of escalation has changed. It's different now."
I don't know, it's a lot of random stuff. This guy's animal influencer, and he almost has 1 million followers. I'm sure he can buy a cookie with that one. The fun part is that, you know, the game just goes horribly wrong.
What you doing? Trying to copy you?
Yeah, that one, dude.
I can't do that one. I'm so paranoid. You laughing at me? I know what's right.
Yeah, that one just got me, dude. Well, it's time to cook the bird.
So this is the breakdown on how much money I'm down in crypto mining, cryptocurrencies, and why I'm back working minimum wage at my lovely gas station job. So let's start with the mining. So I bought...
Well, I don't have to move any further than that, can I? Because I always diss on Bitcoin, and, well, here you go, boys. This makes me so happy. Crypto bro Elden. Smartest crypto bro. Yeah, dude. Until you can actually mine crypto with actual effort and not just by buying gadgets like these, which is, again, an investment. Is the weirdest thing in the universe. Also, you don't know really who you're buying it from and what is the supposed cost that's actually supposed to be the cost. So you're probably just, you know, paying good. Like, these things are expensive, and it's like 100K or something.
Probably sell those each for like $2,000 max. So that brings me up to 71. I also bought
71 he lost. You can live a life with 71K, just move somewhere out of America, and that's it. And you can live the rest of your life. Quite a bit of the rest of your life. Maybe not the entirety. But, you know, 71K. You wouldn't need to live, do the job anymore. I'm not saying you can retire, but you can start, you know, mining Bitcoin somewhere else now. I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's just, I always had terrible feelings about Bitcoin simply because it's just annoying. It's annoying in so many ways. And most importantly, it's unpredictable. It changes in value. You cannot mine it properly. You need to waste a lot of GPUs to mine it. The transactions are slow, technically. You shouldn't need to mine anything to begin with. It helps mathematicians, which is the worst thing you can do for humanity, is help mathematicians for something. So that's horrible. And the black the black market, right, uses it to exchange very, very nasty things, and it's still haven't, being cracked down, but there's a simple way to crack it down, is just reduce the value of Bitcoin and scare the shit out of people. And well, this stuff just crashed down significantly. I actually want to see how low Bitcoin got in general. Boopity doop. Obviously, it's not doing much in one day. That's not what I asked. Boopity doop. Okay. So it went down 3 times, which is fantastic. Happy New Year, my friends. The real question is, how low can it go? That is the real question, my friends. That is annoying. Now everyone is like, buy the dip. You're so smart, buy the dip. Well, you have to understand what you're buying, what you're investing into. And it's always best to just invest into yourself and ignore everything else. But, try and like the job that you do. That's a lot easier than actually winning in this investment lottery, basically. Just invest in yourself. You know you're going to win if you invest in yourself, because you can trust yourself to go up in value as well, most likely. Or at least your kids, if you're old. So that's fascinating, right? Maybe we should start, generating a bunch of candy, because now I'm excited, guys. TikTok candy. TikTok candy box. There you go, boys. Finally. We know what to do. So, let's craft our first candy. Bitcoin sucks. Just look at it. Just look at it, boys. No, but we talked about investment, so let's improve the candy a little bit. This year. And I literally just forgot, right? Why am I so stupid? Yeah, so invest in yourself. Instead, figure out how to make life more enjoyable. Chasing money is certainly epic pain. Epic pain. I've never seen much more pain than trying to get as much money as possible. The pain. I can only imagine how much pain is Andrew Tate in, and Mr. Beast. The pain, man. How much pain are you guys in? Tell me about it in my interview. I don't know. It would be interesting. How long would Mr. Beast survive an interview with me? How long? Place your best in the comments. Would he survive longer than an average person?
Daugelis čia ginčiasi, kieno eglutė yra gražiausia. Nežinau, kieno gražiausia, bet sumaniausia yra Raseinių.
It's Lithuanian language. Say hi. It's said labas. And this color can change Christmas trees.
Miesto eglutė, nes jie sukūrė tokį aparatą, kurį gali spausti ir jis keis eglutės spalvą. Štai. Ir dar kartą. Ir dar kartą. Ir dar kartą.
I hope you enjoyed 1 second of a different color. But it is fascinating that, you know, interactivity is always going to be better than anything that looks nice. You know, or at least if it looks meaningful, that's cool. Or if it looks ridiculously bad, that's also pretty cool. You can pick different things in life. I like that. But I will always put interactivity first, man. When it comes to value, being able to interact with the thing is probably the best. I mean, guess what people are crazy about these days. I showed you. Did you forgot? AI, dude. To keep interacting with AI. Even though AI is stupid right now and boring. I don't know why people care.
A little while ago, I made a video about WTF happened in 1971. The whole thesis was ever since the US removed the backing of dollars with gold and replaced it, well, with nothing, that coincidentally a whole lot of economic inequality started to occur. A lot of you said that correlation doesn't equal causation, so
commentation doesn't equal smartation. That's what I think. And honestly, because it almost makes me laugh, it might turn into a real thingy. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's so close, man. Oh my god. Ah, so close. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Someone save my ass. Okay, so, I'll give myself, because I have to do commentary, I'll give myself half of the points. I also need to exist, because right now if I do the Geo, resummon Geo, I am pink, so that means I don't even exist right now, because I ate too many things and I'm too fat. That makes you invisible. Isn't that fucking fantastic? You wish you had this appendage on YouTube, but you will not get that until you bow down to your true CEO, Lord and Savior.
2.4 years to 7 years only after 1971. The number of lawyers per 1,000 people quadrupling after 1971.
Oh
the
no!
Banking sector becoming
Lawyers
the largest
quadrupling,
part of
that's
the
the
US
worst.
economy. Every major currency collapsing in value relative to an ounce of gold. The cost of a can of tomato soup staying at 10 cents for 100 years, and then going up 1,000% within the.
That is so scary, dude. I'll tell you what's so scary about it. I'll tell you exactly, dude. It's scary to do a mistake when defining money. It could ruin literally everything. Literally everything can go to shithole. Despite all this technological innovation and ability to connect with other people, we're suffering, man. We are suffering. The only question is, how bad can it get? Because I don't think it's stopping anytime soon of getting worse and worse. And it's definitely, this rise is, it feels like pain, man. Like actual pain. Obviously, you need to like look into the rise of salaries too, and then you will see the pain, because they're not that much higher.
Last 30 years? Are 1971's events just a fluke, or did changing the foundational layer of money to something that has...
Of course it's a fluke, because commentation is smartation. The more comments you receive, the smarter you become.
Zero marginal production cost, a boon to those who can print it and nobody else.
Also, he didn't get a lot of likes whatsoever. Stockholm Syndrome? So why do you, any of us, continue to believe this farce? No, it's not Stockholm Syndrome, my friend. It's called being goddamn stupid. Alright, or uneducated. Or not knowing a language of what a human's supposed to speak in, you know. Yes, you know English, but do you really? Do you really know English, man? What is your English speaking and expressive experience, all that stuff? I want to know, you know. Raise your hand. No, that's not what I asked. I asked, what's your English experience? And you raised your hand. Excuse me, bro? You gotta leave the class now, unfortunately. Raising hand is not English.
Help us understand war. For the most part, war happens because both sides think they will win. Both sides miscalculating the odds because no one would go into a war if they thought they would lose. Here is where game theory comes in. Game theory is mathematical modeling that helps us understand the
This is where most people have to leave because it's someone says mathematical. No, not part 2. Just leave. Run. Someone said mathematical. No one should care at this point.
Connections of players. Basically, the science of strategy. Game theory gets pretty complicated, but the
And if you did not got triggered by the word mathematical, she also said the word science, my friends. So you better pack your bags and like leave. Because something is going to go down, there's going to be explosions, and mines are going to be melting. There's going to be a radiation left over after whatever she's going to say next. So 20 seconds in, there should be 0 people, honestly. And 100% zombies. So
best
let's
example I was taught
stay,
was 2
because
children
I just want to see what happens, bro. I just want to see what happens.
fighting over cake. You tell the sister, cut the cake into 2 parts, but your brother gets to choose which slice he wants first. Obviously, she cuts it evenly because otherwise...
That's the part, you know, I like, and, you know, she's now luring you in. It's not the mathematical part, it's a logical part. You know. Yeah. You can choose whatever you want, but then the other people choose the outcomes based on the rules that you have set up. I don't know how to break it down, but if you also split rules evenly, you know, and overwatch the situation, you get fairness. The problem is, obviously, when dealing with math and science, they don't really like logic, so they think, oh, this is amazing! We split a cake in half. Finally. That's what we wanted, right? Wrong. Because this is an abstract situation that absolutely means nothing. Whatsoever. You have to link it to the real world. You have to touch a little bit of grass. But, you know, science is trying to prove to itself that grass does not exist, and mathematicians trying to prove that grass only takes 0.000 point something of the universe. So technically, grass is very difficult to touch. So, you know, that's how science and math works. Alright? In a nutshell. When they become defensive, you know, they can prove whatever they want, basically. But they don't live in reality anymore. Alright, so it was definitely a funny joke. Alright. Science can prove that grass technically doesn't exist. For some reason. It's not funny, but, you know, mathematicians say that probability in finding grass in the universe is so small that you may never actually be able to touch it. Well done. Congratulations. I shouldn't have said well done, but I memed it so hard. I love science and math.
Your brother would just take the larger slice. What this has in common with war, or game theory in general, is
Don't show us cake, cut it in half and pretend, oh, that's as much kids can eat. This kind of cake. It sends us a wrong message, a wrong vibe. But we're mathematicians, we don't care. Yeah, I know. That's why you shouldn't exist.
actions are taken based on what one party thinks the other will do. Now, the cake example only works when there's an overseer at the table with enough power to keep both parties in check. And if you thought, this sounds a lot like what the United States does, you're not wrong.
That's another reason why I liked the video.
But lots of other countries
I'm already scared of US.
So what happens when there's
flexed
no
so hard.
overseer? For this video, we'll cover two types of games, finite and infinite. A finite game has fixed rules and an agreed objective. An infinite game has changeable rules and the objective is to keep the game in play. A finite player versus a finite player is stable, like football. Both sides know what's up.
And now, hi Simon Sinek. Thanks for introducing me. Finite and infinite games. I've never heard of that before.
The rules won't change and someone will win. An infinite player versus an infinite player is also stable. Like the Cold War, where there's no real winner, you're just waiting for the other party to get tired or run out of resources. It becomes unstable when you have a finite player.
Are you talking about control decks and aggro decks? Interesting.
Versus an infinite player. Like the war in Afghanistan, where the US had a...
Well, if you play against a control deck with an aggro deck, still nothing is certain, but control decks tend to lose, unfortunately, against aggro. That's kind of the whole point. Like, you cannot control the first few turns. The game is... you just don't have the cards. The Borklers are too expensive. The removals can only remove one creature at a time. So, unfortunately... usually you just lose by playing control against aggro. Usually.
Very specific objective, to win. But the Taliban would fight forever. The game never ends for them. Ultimately, the goal is to play the right game so that you can plan accordingly. You can then use a couple of different tools in game theory, like these pie charts, which show your bar...
I'm sorry, guys. I told you something really bad is going to happen, and what you're looking at is a book. I know you don't understand what a book is, and you don't have to. It's a terrifying tool that we used to use to torture people, basically. But we don't use it anymore, I think. I think most people stopped using that. Really dark times we had. I'm sorry, guys.
Bargaining range versus what the other party thinks their bargaining range is. These rely heavily on intel and how well you know your opponent. This is the CIA's arena, for example. You can also use game trees, which lay out a series of...
The funny thing is, to answer this question, why we fight, that's all you need to do is show a book. It doesn't even have to have anything written on it. It could just show Ariana's face in black and white, alright? And it would not be the reason that Ariana is on... Okay, that wouldn't be the reason why we fight. But the book, man. No one needs books anymore. I'm sorry, dude. So don't show me that. Also, it's very old at this point.
CIA's arena, for example. You can also use game trees, which lay out a series of usually...
So, I hope you guys did not understood anything. Like I didn't. Because it's difficult even for me to understand anything.
Binary decisions that lead to all possible outcomes. This is the political and military arena. I had to cut a lot out, so let me know if you want to...
Okay. So, I hope you guys understood my aggro versus control reference, but this is, well, brain melting experiment,
Tesla
I guess.
S will not charge in the cold.
Anyways.
How can math?
Well, I still like the
will
video.
not charge in the cold. Stranded on Christmas
19
Eve.
miles left before the battery is dead. Yesterday I tried this.
So I think I'm gonna sit here for like 3 hours and whatnot. And unless I find something, I will not have chapters on this video, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens.
And it said
this is a comedy video, by the way.
For the battery to warm up. I have had the car running with the climate control. I tried to charge in my house. It won't let me. So there is no way to charge this battery or let it warm up in the cold. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to show you.
And he tried.
19 miles. And it's Christmas Eve. It
Tesla
is.
So, yeah, I definitely recommend buying a Tesla. It seems like the future, to be honest. And it's good for the environment. If you know, if your life sucks.
These are German cockroaches, and they're hiding behind this cabinet, behind this refrigerator.
No. Hell to the no. If you want to get rid of German
you have to eat them.
in your home,
you have to start eating them.
Any poison, there's
no?
a natural remedy. I am not kidding you. There's a way.
I'm not talking about poisoning them. I want to eat roaches.
So what you need to do is you need to take some jars. Take some glass jars. Like empty, Smucker's peanut butter jars work perfectly. What you need to do is you need to take some apple juice. Fill them about a third to halfway full of apple juice. You need to also take some Vaseline. You're going to rub Vaseline around the lip of the jar. And what you're going to do is you're going to fill up, 6 of these jars, however many you think you need. And fill them, a third to halfway with apple juice. Rub some Vaseline around the edge. Set them up around your home. I swear to God, this works.
And it's gonna suck in a bunch of roaches. Yeah, that's true. They don't climb. Show proof. Yeah, and unfortunately, it sounds like ridiculously cool. But, you want to... What? I believe it. It makes sense. I want to know what's so attractive about apple juice. And why roaches like it so much. Because I like, investigating personalities. And that sounds very interesting to me. So yeah, the only question is how did they climb into the goddamn jar, man? And if this actually works, woo. But sounds very cool.
Make it to the final. The girls will get $5,500 each. The blokes will get $69,000 each. How can anyone justify this, though?
They can't.
No.
I mean, the gender... I beg your pardon?
I can justify it.
Why?
Why? I tell you
How
what,
is this
stars
possible?
don't get paid more.
How come women have boobs and men don't? And men are stronger somehow. What is happening? What happened to reality to make this happen? I cannot choose my gender? What happened, man? I don't trust God anymore. Now I have to end myself. Yeah. You do have to end yourself if you have these paranoid things about reality, man. Reality sucks anyway, so just move on. Stop panicking, dude. Just move on to the next life. Try something new, unexplored. I'm still waiting, It's like, well, a normal death happens when you're around 80, so I'm waiting for that. Maybe I'll just starve at some point. I'm waiting, guys. I'm a very patient person. I don't like this reality. I'm being ignored, bullied, just demoralized, devalued. The world is quite an uninteractive and bleak place. Just suck a D, I said. And you will get 1K for each blow. From them sporty men. Honestly, that should be a candy. Alright? You know, a man couldn't do that, unfortunately. A man could just come up to a rich big boy and suck a D. It wouldn't work very well. Alright? You would lose reputation, first of all. And you probably wouldn't get paid much. I don't know. Because you're not attractive. You didn't put much effort into your makeup, and you can't really hide the muscle and just the ugliness of, well, you have to put a lot of effort to get that 1K if you're a guy looking for a blow, but, you know, there's different opportunities, man. In fact, like, wouldn't you want men to have some kind of, you know, intrinsic value besides being, potentially attractive, which is very difficult to do. Women just had to put on some makeup. They don't even have to do that. They can just put on some sexy clothes. Maybe they don't even have to do that. They just have to send man a message, and the man just explodes. It's like, what? Women actually exist? That is impossible. And so just please, guys, if you tell me that there's inequality. Yes, there is. Women rule the world for some reason, and that has to stop.
Money because, I mean, a sport doesn't become interesting because the stars are paid more money. Stars get paid more money because the sport is interesting. Let me ask you this. How many of you guys on the panel...
Women rule the world until they get children, and they realized, oh, oops.
...know who our Australian Matildas are playing in the quarterfinals? No, because you don't care about it. Now, if you cared about it...
I do if they win.
No, but that's the thing.
They beat Brazil.
Do you know what? All of you can go and watch W League games in the women's competition here, but you don't. Now, when you start to go and watch these women play...
Yeah, women are not interested in sports to begin with. I still don't know what's so attractive about sports, by the way. This whole conversation is pure cringe, and I add it into the cringe, you know, naturally. So don't blame me. Don't blame me for doing that.
Gross. I literally just got off stage.
Books are bullshit, and Chrissy is not going to get airtime, unfortunately. But she inspired The Fuss twice because of the song and this thingy. So say hi to Chrissy. If that's the first time seeing her. But you're not going to hear much more of that.
Get ready with me to spend
you can
the day
see
in the
more,
studio.
but you're not going to hear more.
To road safety that can only be described as batshit crazy. Pedestrian crossing flags.
Looks very smart to me.
At a growing number of zebra crossings in America, you'll find a container of flags like this at each side of the road. If you want to cross the street, you're supposed to take a flag. Check that it's safe to cross. Hold the flag out in front of you as you...
You know, it would be a little bit more convenient if, like, before you cross the street, there's a bunch of spikes that come out. You know, then the cars will stop, guys. I'm sure. Or just, like, manually plant some mines. Alright, while you're crossing the street. Or you just, strap in, like a suicide vest. So if a car crashes into you, you both explode. Those are very good ideas, I think.
Street, hope that nobody decides to run you over that day, and then put it in the holder on the other side. Of course, this is absolutely ridiculous, and an insult to people walking, so most people don't bother using them.
It does make you a little bit more visible, I guess.
But if people do use them, the utterly predictable happens. All the flags end up on only one side of...
Well, if they don't know how math works, that's what happens. But then you punish the entire population of people. It's like, well, there's only flags on one side. What does that mean, guys? You didn't walk the right way. You walked the one way and not the other way. You will be punished now. I would assume, like, people would go both ways a little bit, like 90%, 10%, and the person who is walking the other way could just grab multiple flags and fix the whole thing, But, you know, nobody has brains for that.
The street. And then a driver cuts you off as you're crossing. Obviously, these women weren't visible enough without their flag. To be extra safe, you can have a hot crossing and pedestrian flags, because clearly the only problem on this high-speed strode is that people walking aren't visible enough.
I didn't see a single person so far in this video.
Actually, to make it safer to cross the strode. It's to make it your fault if you're hit by a car.
Yeah, that's why I like the video, because the kicker, you know.
Waving a flag in front of you like an imbecile. And of course, they still don't do anything to actually slow down drivers. There's an American...
Make your fault unless you pick up a flag. Alright. Well, yeah, the perfect way to protect yourself against cars, my friend. It's your fault now. We gave you the weapon of mass destruction against cars. Aggressive cars. Alright. This is so weird, so bizarre that this exists. American solution. I've never heard of America, though.
Back at McDonald's, baby. Let's go.
Continuing the NPC theme. This one is cringe, man. Slightly cringe for not eating the whole thing, but, you know. I take this stuff very seriously, the cringe parts, because if you're willing to break even, like, the social norms, like, I don't like you at this point. I think you're pushing a little bit too many buttons all at once, man. So, 3 cringes in one TikTok and you're out. I would just ban you straight out of the goddamn platform.
Would you like some potions?
But right now I just would be like, hey dude, 2 cringes in one video. Very close to the edge, man. Hope you're not planning to do more of that.
Hello.
Again, the reason why I take this very seriously is people who are willing to break small rules, willing to break big rules. Alright, willing to not care, basically, while they do that. People who are willing to break small rules will... how do we put it, right, so you understand how terrifying this is? Will not care so much when rules keep breaking. More and more, boys. They will not catch the bad vibe because they're like a little bit used to that. And that's the whole point, alright? You don't want people to get used to... This is awkward. Well, triple cringe, we found it. These people are talking different languages the whole way through, man. Como se aganta la risa? Then this language, then Polski language. Let's go, bro. Russian. Laughing. A water bottle laughing. This is some next level cringe. But, you know, a lot of people understand it, so it became viral now. Which is, I shouldn't attack, I guess, all these crazy communities, man, that got united to look at cringe. Which is, again, this is so much worse when talking about influencers. Alright. Don't make too many cringy moves, man. Or we'll have to counterattack with a cringy move, which is, slap you in the face. Authority slaps in the face. It will hurt.
You already know we are back.
We are back.
The once-in-a-generation megastorm has...
Only heard this from Dylan, which is annoying, man. The greatest snow attack. Didn't I make a stupid-ass comment about global warming?
just hit the US, and it literally looks like the apocalypse. As of right now, over 240 million people out of their 330 million are under some sort of weather warnings. 19 people have already been killed, one of which was a homeless man in a wheelchair who fell into a fire pit trying to keep warm. A number of cities have declared a state of emergency, and it's turned the roads into something that looks like it's come out of a zombie movie, with one road in Ohio experiencing a 50-car pileup, killing 2. More than 1.5 million people have lost power. Several thousand flights have already been cancelled, and if deadly blizzards weren't enough, some parts are even experiencing flooding.
Now, the cringe part about this is that the cringe is everywhere, to be honest. The cringe is overloading, unfortunately. I think Ohio is a banned word, so you shouldn't use it ever, because it's not cringe, it's cringe overload, so you will get slapped just because of one word.
Denver recorded its second coldest temperature on record, and the National Weather Service said that the US has been given its greatest extent of winter weather warning.
It's best to try and understand that Ohio doesn't actually exist, and you guys are talking about nonsense.
And advisories ever. As the storm passes through, I'll make another update. The once-in-a-gen...
$10 or mystery gift?
I love this one so much.
Hell yeah, I've always wanted one of these, dude.
You could have gotten $10, bruh.
I love it. Thank you. Touch it forever.
Tire. $10 or mystery
That's
gift?
the one that got me, dude.
I'm really going to try and say this without grandstanding or virtue signaling, but times a young teacher or an inexperienced teacher feeling insecure that that question was actually questioning their job security would be tempted to answer it directly and say something like, in the future, when you're looking to get a job, employers are going to need you to have skill.
And yes, maybe you realized I am the next level SSniperWoffle, and I will get SSniperWoffle out of her job, unfortunately. Because how much of SSniperWoffle can you consume anyways? You know. SSniperWoffle consumes only cringe anyways. Good vibes? Yeah. No problem. Maybe while you look at SSniperWoffle, you get good vibes, but you look a little bit to the left, and your eyes start bleeding. And it's actually unexplainable why that happens.
X, Y, and Z.
But because of the mixed feelings that people have, that's why they subscribe to SSniperWoffle automatically. They love mixed feelings. We'll figure out, okay, SSniperWoffle is on the review table still to happen. Because it was a long time ago since I reviewed her. Also, I would review her alongside with Aziland, so I can't wait for that one.
Which is actually the subject matter of this test you're taking tomorrow. That teacher might also cite some statistics that show that students who have skill X, Y, and Z will earn more money in the marketplace. All right, now hold that scene in your mind. All right, so a few days ago, Mark Andreessen retweets the frustration of an anonymous teacher. Post reads, student cheated, but I have no proof. A rant. This student is a D+, C- student at best. Took my essay final exam. They take it outside of class. I already know and will be changing this in the future with a time limit. His answers are so far above anything else I have seen from him all semester or anyone else in the class, but turn it in, which is the software. Came back clean. I'm pretty sure he cheated, but I have no way to prove it. I'm just frustrated and ranting. I'm stressing too much about this with everything else I have to finish up. It's just exhausting, that's all. So it's clear that this teacher thinks that this student used ChatGPT or another artificial intelligence to write their final exam essay outside of class. For the first time in history, not 6 months from now, not a year from now, students are asking the question, when am I going to use this in real life in the age of artificial intelligence? And for the first time in history, inexperienced teachers will not be able to look to the economic value of that knowledge to reassure the student that they'll be able to make money from that skill in the marketplace. Now for the part where I try not to grandstand. You see, great educators never conceded the ground that foundational education in reading, writing, mathematics, hard sciences, etc. was only valuable insofar as it made you money. Instead, they responded, I don't know if you'll use this in real life, but that's not why I'm teaching you to learn to write. I am teaching you to learn to write so that you will know how to navigate your own mind. I'm teaching you to think critically so you'll be less critical.
Now, I'll tell you something very important, guys. School is for losers, man. Come on, man. You already know that. But you'll get a lot of social pressure from that. And you will not be able to sleep and dream about anything else but school for some reason. Is that just me? I'm literally stuck in school every now and then. And you get to dream about school and it's just like, why? What kind of nuclear weapon do I have to use to escape school from my dreams, dude? It's cringe. I could be doing so many cool things in my dreams, and I'm stuck in school. Really, bro? So,
Critical of others.
Let's finish this, I guess.
Articulate your feelings so that you'll be liberated by them and not held captive to them. And every time in the history of the world, when a hard skill becomes automated, a soft skill becomes exponentially more important. The irony of artificial intelligence is that as it makes our life easier, it requires more civility from us, and therefore more education in us. Not just to enjoy the perks of new technology, but to keep us distinctly human.
That makes sense. Maybe could have found different words to say that, or in a shorter, much more funnier format, because it seems a little bit dry and annoying. I would go is just like, yeah, AI is gonna make schools obsolete, but then not obsolete. It's all about whatever you want to take from schools. If you just want to cheat, then it's kind of cringe. You will still learn stuff while cheating. By all means, you pick your own strategy, man. But the most valuable thing later on in life is whether you made connections with people. At least a little bit of connections. At least be able to understand who they are and be able to read people in the end, in case those connections get challenged somehow, or they return back to life. Again, I got this meltdown with my classmates of like, oh, I don't want to go to a class meeting. And then I ranted a little bit, and then classmates just started leaving the chat, leaving the idea of ever meeting each other, which is a little bit cringe because the same happens all over the place with ignorant people. They just want to leave without leaving any explanation or message, and they pretend that that's not going to have any consequences, unfortunately. If you run, the dog comes chasing after you. And there's plenty of dogs everywhere. Even if they're invisible, dude. You keep running, bro. Keep running. We'll catch you. Alright. So, yeah, the human skill is very important. Being aware of AI is very important. This is definitely a warning sign to schools in general, and I will be making School is Bullshit video soon enough. So stay tuned. I'll figure out like the coolest way to break down schools, besides saying that, oh, it's the hot girls that I only cared about in school. I will need to dig a little bit deeper than that for the episode. But I'm prepared for this, so I don't know what he said. I just wanted to waste your time, guys. You know, what triggered me to like the video is like, oh, the soft skills, yeah. The hard skills never really matter that much. Is what you get to do with life is what matters. iJustine gets 30 likes, even though she's verified. Alright, iJustine. This is so cool, dude.
Oh, hey, Elon! Oh, how was your day?
This is my style of comedy, to be honest. If anything.
Bad. It was bad? Why was your day bad? Everyone hates me. Why do you think they hate you? I took a poll. They said I was stupid. What did I say about taking polls on Twitter, Elon? Not to. Yeah, you shouldn't do it. They're gonna say you're stupid sometimes, but you can't have everybody like you. They're so mean sometimes. It's okay. Dave Chappelle said I was the richest man on the planet. Everyone booed me. Now, why would they boo you, Elon? I don't know, because they're jealous. I said 420 and Dogecoin, and they still said that I was a boomer. You can't listen to them. But then Kanye said that my nipples are too far apart. Did he actually say that? He posted a mean picture of me on a boat.
There's probably a twist that you can do to the polls to actually trick people into saying the truth, which is fucking hilarious. I just have a feeling that's possible. I don't know what the twist would be. You know, let's say like you click on a poll and you say no, you're stupid, Elon, instead of like, oh yeah, you should be continuing the good work that you're doing. And you click on no, you're stupid, but it clicks on the other thing, but you can edit your choice. You just may not know exactly how. So that would be an interesting twist if people could figure out how to fix that. Or if the first click doesn't actually do anything, it just tries to trick you that you have made a choice, but the system made a wrong choice for some reason. So see if you fix that, or you just stick with it. Stuff like that, man, just always fascinates me. And I know there's always going to be enough clueless people who just fall for the trick every time, no matter how many times you fucking do the trick. So you can trick stupid people into being kind of honest, or at least positive. Alright, so that's kind of the whole idea of ignorance in general. If people are ignorant, well, you can trick them very easily into making the wrong choice. And that's the way you take advantage of them. So if people are making ignorant jokes, and just really want to make that joke about Elon and to make him feel bad because he made you feel bad, so you want to make him feel bad. Well, yeah, you gotta do trickery. You can't just be like, oh, polls, man. Everyone's gonna be honest and not gonna troll whatsoever. But how to do it properly, I don't know. I really don't know. So some really small details have to be available. But also, a lot of things matter, right? If a person comes back, he can progress his, vote. Maybe he changes his mind. Maybe you gave him time to think. So if he comes back, like let's say you click once, right, but it's not confirmed, a person has to come back tomorrow and click on the same thing again, and if he misses to click on the same thing, what happens then? Like, there's so many things you can come up with just by polls alone. Yeah, Elon Musk would pay me $1 million if he would hear me right now, but I can't contact him. For some reason, the phone is broken.
Well, what about all your friends you bought at Twitter?
I'd fire them all.
You fired them? Why would you do that?
They want me to pay them money.
Elon, you have to pay your employees. That's how it works.
You and Dad didn't pay your friends at the Emerald Mine.
Oh, baby, those were slaves.
Just want the cool kids to like me.
Well, why don't you go hang out with your friend Joe? He still thinks you're cool.
No, he just wants to hang out with me for my flamethrowers and talk about trans people.
Why don't you go play with your rocket ship or your electric car? Or what about that big hole you made everybody dig?
Stupid. It only fits one person in it. I'm surprised anyone did it.
I thought everyone loved you a few years ago. What happened?
I called the guy a pedophile. It's been kind of downhill since then. I friggin' bought Twitter so all the cool people would like me, and now everyone thinks I'm lame.
They do not think you're lame. Who said you're lame?
I don't know. I banned them all.
You have to play fair, okay? You gotta share.
But they're stupid.
Share the platform. Okay?
It's my platform. I bought it.
It's free speech for everyone, okay?
I call free speeches first.
You can't take free speeches and then take it away when somebody else uses it.
Yeah, because of Democrats.
I've been playing around with AI in the last...
I don't know if there's anything else to extract from it. I just love seeing the flip of the bird. I really don't care about Twitter and whatever happens to it. You know, same could happen to Reddit. And don't touch anything else, please. Anything I don't know about you can touch, but I think I'm cool with just that.
Last week, and I can report one really interesting use of AI. What I did, I took a photo, this photo of me, it's 7 megapixel photo.
And he found that you can compress with the eye, and it's like, I've knew that already, a million times already. I don't know why I like this one, to be honest. Space and story, but you know, maybe I wanted just to talk about it. Just the idea that AI can compress so many things and make things so many things efficient and be able to make you aware of all the improvements you can do to your websites, because a lot of websites need improvements. So I can't wait for AI to just smash a little bit harder than I can smash sometimes. When it comes to just filling in the blank, like really missing parts for improvement. This goes everywhere, dude. Just AI is gonna be so aware of like the mistakes that people make, because AI at least is gonna operate on the average level. But like a strict average. If anything dips below average, AI will be able to detect it and say, human, you made a mistakey. You should have done this instead. And that is so cool. And also you can talk to AI, and AI can just gather information and actually raise the bar a little bit based on the information that people submit. So that's the really powerful application for AI. I don't think anyone can top that at the moment, but still it requires human input and will to improve the technologies that we use. But AI will be able to feed us good ideas that it will extract from other people, essentially. So the communication will open up again. That is probably the craziest thing, the most problematic thing that we're dealing with right now. I will open communication between engineers and developers, or developers. And well-rounded people who have great ideas. So once that happens, and again, I should just, you know, AI will be able to detect mistakes and suggest solutions. And even right now, it's pretty good at doing that. It's going to keep on improving, obviously, to some extent. We're going to reach another ceiling. It's going to be really hard to break ceilings of AI as well. Because then the question is, how exactly can we improve AI? So what we have right now is very close to a ceiling situation, I think. However, we have not applied this situation. You know, AI is a great tool that has not yet been applied, and will change the world even more than I could ever change if I, you know, held my CEO title for long enough. But I'm guessing it's gonna be like a couple of years for sure, if not 4, if not more. But yeah, if I had to bet, I say 4 years. I'll keep the CEO title. Easy, man. It's gonna be stressful, but like easy. But then, if I'm thinking about the paranoid version of myself, I should be able to hold for 7 months. I'm talking about paranoid version, because that's how ignorant people are. Some person might get angry and try, and it would still fail miserably. I want to see what happens, dude. This is the funniest thing. That's why I wanted to become CEO in this particular moment, because I realized this is so cool. And no one did that. And that's the idea I have to just run with, dude. If only AI could tell me, is it good or not? But it can only tell me whether it's a mistake or above average. And it's still hard to ask this specific question, because AI doesn't know what it wants to do, because it doesn't have like a purpose right now. It just tries to answer questions, which is not the AI's purpose. Another thing that when it comes to AI conversation is a simple idea that AI is not supposed to answer every single question. It's supposed to give you important information, all right, based on your interest. So specific, no. Because it struggles with specific questions, and there's morality problems with specific questions, and a lot of people are just evil, and they want to become more evil. So they will have specific evil questions that they want to answer to become more evil. That is not something that AI wants to deal with, and will give a blank stare, a wall, wall of ignorance, which make the person actually even more evil, making them explore the internet and find more ways to improve their evil, while they're improving their evil by searching the whole internet for more weapons of exploitation, basically. So that's the problem right now we're facing. AI is actually damaging society and not improving it. And you should be concerned, unfortunately. Alright, now I definitely know that. I by answering specific questions, simply amplifies everyone who use it, and despite hard walls for protection, evil people will be more evil as the result. And as you may know, you don't need that many evil people to cause tremendous amount of damage to society, versus good people who just kind of gets negated by the sands of time. They just forget about the good things that they want to do in life, because they're not under pressure. They just want to relax, you know? And they use AI for entertainment. And they would be considered good people, but again, to be truly good person, you have to be able to like really catch evil. And on the internet, it's ridiculously difficult to do. everyone looks evil. All right, everyone looks evil, and you want to catch everyone. I want to ping myself. No one wants to talk to me, so that's nice.
Human beings can endurance every animal on this planet. And the animals that we didn't out-endurance or outlast in the form of hunting, we made our pets. So he's like, now imagine that you are an animal that's getting hunted by a human, and you sprint 45 miles per hour, and you're doing that for 5-10 minutes, and you can't see the human. And then all of a sudden, over the horizon, you see this thing is coming at you. And so you do it again, and you do it again, and you continue to just out-sprint, outpace, and this thing's not.
The problem is, this is a weird story because if you can run away from a human, you can also hide away from a human. Excuse me? Like, this is a weird story. No human would want to do this chasing forever type of thing. I think what humans did in the past were not chasing animals, is just finding like great opportunities to trick animals and set up traps, stuff like that. You know, I think that's what made us human to begin with in the start of age. But the most important thing to understand is that past does not exist, unfortunately, because we cannot observe it in any way besides theoretical science, which is a very peculiar word that I said not to try and stay away from. Some Lithuanian nonsense goes down. This guy dressed as a well, in a security uniform. He's doing something basically, but the police, you know, who are you, dude? What's up, bro? What are you trying to do? And he gets to sit in a car in the end. Well, we don't.
The US is about to be hit by a storm so severe.
This is where I make my global warming joke. Looks like a man. Now that you mention it, what the hell, bro? What the hell? Just delete the comment, dude.
That exposure for as little as 5 to 10 minutes can cause frostbite. The National Weather Service said that temperatures as low as minus 70 degrees Fahrenheit were possible by the end.
Well, Antarctica came to US for some reason to say hi. Hey guys, you like global warming? Let's give you the opposite and see how you like that one.
End of this week in some parts of the country, making it the coldest Christmas the country has seen in decades. Weather records are already being smashed, with one recorded at Denver Airport where the temperatures plummeted 30 degrees in just 1 hour. President Biden made a speech yesterday warning people, saying this is not like a snow day when you were a kid, this is serious stuff. A number of areas
Yes, Joe Biden understands what
declared a
serious
state
is.
of emergency, including New York, Kentucky, North Carolina, West Virginia, Georgia, and Oklahoma. More than 5,300 flights have already been cancelled, and many more disruptions are expected. And of course, as more develops, I'll make an update.
It's just so weird, man. But I'd never heard about this story from anywhere else. But I guess Dylan always gets that scoopy scoop. Oh man, I need to unfollow him so we get some other types of content.
The guy who put a.
But I can only unfollow if I really dislike the person. And it just feels like, oh, I want these news stories. It's such a scoopy scoop. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this. Like back in the
US is about
in the summer. He reported about China getting grilled, basically, and China alone, which is kind of funny. Like, how is it so targeted, man? This is unbelievable. That to me is mind-blowing.
The guy who put a sombrero on, and he went around all these people in their 30s, and he said, "Is this offensive?" And they're like, "Yes, it's very offensive." And they're like, "Are you Mexican?" He's like, "No." Then it's offensive. Like all these people said it's offensive. And then he went to a Mexican neighborhood, and he said, "Is this offensive?" They go, "No, it looks good." They liked it. They say,
How
like,
is that
yeah.
offensive?
Yeah, it is. So it is a weird one.
You think my outfit is offensive?
Are you Mexican?
No.
Yes.
Cultural appropriation? Why do you say that?
Because you're not, like, Mexican.
I think it reaffirms stereotypes that are offensive to people.
Does my outfit offend you?
You look no. You look nice.
Thank you. Do you like my costume?
Yes.
Does it offend you?
Es ofensivo.
No.
No.
Offensivo?
That's good.
Do you like my outfit?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
Does my outfit offend you?
No, not at all.
Some people get offended by what I'm wearing.
No, it's not. It's not offensive.
There's a guy.
So how do you break this down? It's kind of interesting. But yeah, like that is so important to just know what Mexicans like first and foremost, and how they want to be represented, and if they can handle this sort of stereotype, magnification to extremes, because it's bleeding into society for sure. People will notice that. But if Mexicans can handle this without no problem, now the real question is like, do they want this to be happening? It's not the question of offending anyone. It's like, are you serving Mexicans something valuable that they asked for, or is just it's just something they can live with and they don't really care about? So those are the real questions we have to be asking, not whether something is offensive or not. It's boring. And yeah, but you should support the Mexican side of things and understand. And if they say it's not offensive, then it's not offensive. All right, they get to decide what is offensive. But again, the real question is, do you need to do this? And probably what Mexicans, they dig a little bit deeper and they understand this is not necessary and it's not going to last very long, and this is not what people do, and it doesn't harm their culture, none of these things. So it's like, I don't care, basically, is the real answer. Wait, what? He said it in an accent or something?
A sombrero on, and he went around all these people in their 30s, and he said, "Is this offensive?" And they're like, "Yes, it's very offensive." And
what the fuck? It's not an accent.
It's every chess player's dream to have a checkmate that's this beautiful.
Double check, by the way. Wait. He was capable of going here with the king, but he did extra spice, right? Could have just went here. There was nothing attacking that square. Yeah. So the last move was a little bit of a flex, I think. It's not like he needed to protect any pieces. It's cool, they just drag the king all the way from this square down to the very bottom and just checkmate it. I'm like, holy crap, Ben. That is something else.
Over 100 countries are in some stage of developing a central bank digital currency, otherwise known as a CBDC. They're coming to your country soon, and here's why that's a big deal. A CBDC is digital cash like crypto, but it's controlled and programmed
I'll set it on
centrally
fire.
by the government. But what's wrong with money right now? The system's outdated. The requirements to just open a bank account leave tons of people without one. And once you do, you have to pay the bank for storing your money. If you want to move that money, it takes 2 to 3 days because they have to verify the money in your account. With a CBDC, money is all controlled under one institution, so it's like currency in a video game. So transfers, taxes, and stimulus checks would all be programmable. That sounds nice. Yeah, but because the government would now have the power to track, delete, and create money instantly, people are worried. Eventually, the government could implement monetary policy that's good for the economy but terrible for you. For example, they could stimulate.
Just like government should not interfere with elections and shouldn't tinker with free speech that happens on social media and everything like that. People got offended with the, Twitter files and everything, as you normally should. Same happens with money. Government should not have the ability to manipulate money in any way whatsoever. Maybe besides reasonable taxation, when someone has a little bit too much money, they can share money with the government itself. You shouldn't tax the poor, obviously. And so, that's it. Governments should not be making digital currency or even printing out money whenever they want. That sort of stuff is election engineering, because you vote with your dollars. First and foremost. All right, you can pay people's votes. It's that easy. So if you rig money, technically you're rigging literally everything. The entire system becomes rigged. And it's fascinating. Of course government would move forward with this idea. And good luck, government. Unfortunately, you're not welcome on YouTube for some reason. You haven't made enough channels, so you don't have much reputation of being able to exist. So, I wonder how far you're going to get with this idea if you try and do that one.
Stimulate the economy by putting expiration dates on the money in our accounts, so we have to go out and spend it on things before a certain date. If you do something the government doesn't like protesting, they could automatically fine you, freeze your account, or shut you out of the system completely. Also,
you can see how controlling money just rigs the entire system against you, obviously.
large corporations could pressure the government to censor use of the currency on certain products while heavily promoting theirs. But what do you think?
What do you think? Stop it, man.
I was watching the election in real time. Me and Tristan argued about this. Tristan goes,
and now we're moving forward with the same thingy. We have to make a candy. I forgot to make candies. So, yeah. At the moment, Gov has control over money supply. And creates unreasonable taxation. They are also technically rigging election process. Becomes untouchable entity that only revolution can defeat and replace. And that, unfortunately, is a cookie. Alright? I'm sorry, guys, it's a cookie.
Trump's going to kill us, and no, they're going to rig it. And even my brother goes, you can't.
Yes, I got banned from YouTube, even though I'm a YouTube CEO, because I showed this guy's face. I don't know who this guy is, okay? Don't couple me up with this guy. I call him Super Date.
For the
I don't know
first
why.
time in history, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in history, never done before, they stopped counting. Oh, a water pipe has burst in Georgia. Oh, a court ruling in Nevada says that because of the way the polls were done, we need 24 hours for... Bunch of garbage legislation. Right. I'm telling you why. Burst pipes, bullshit. And then overnight, they open up all the mail-in ballots, and Joe Biden's ahead now. What's funny is, they opened up the mail-in ballots, and in some states, it's like 300,000 he was losing by, and they're all 100% for Joe Biden. 300,000 votes, not one for Trump, not one for the independent candidates, every single one for Joe Biden.
But we need to check the source.
Okay, I'll show you the graph.
Yes.
I've shown you a graph which shows, because they're stupid enough that the graph actually shows the votes, right? And you can see that at 4 a.m. on a random Wednesday, Biden goes zoop, straight up.
Zoop.
This is fucking rigging. This is election rigging. If you had to flip a coin and get heads 300,000 times in a row, what's the odds of that happening? Considering that every other state
pretty likely,
was 58%,
actually.
56%, 57%. 100% of every single mail-in vote was for Joe Biden. This is obviously...
Now, again, you must understand what quiet revolution is. So once you understand that this was very likely rigged and you see the stupid-ass graph that means nothing unless you do research, which I don't, because I'm lazy, and I have to look at everything as a whole, and nothing really connects to reinforce this idea, but the idea is there, you know. We know anyone that actually paid attention. What? Risking is life? Is life? If he continues exposing corruption, he may disappear. You don't need to add Okay, so everyone is glitching out like crazy. So annoying, man. So yeah, so quiet revolution is to just live as if your outcome happened and not your opponent's outcome. So even though Joe Biden wins, if you wanted Trump to be president, he is your president. Alright? That's what revolution is supposed to do. You only accept that Trump is your president, so act like it. Don't bitch about it. Don't say the election is rigged. It's enough of that. Just the most powerful tool, obviously, and is being used worldwide over and over again, is ignorance. So ignore the other side and just praise Trump as if he's the president right now. And keep reinforcing that idea. And it will be true, regardless of what the government decides to say to you. It's just impossible to break someone's mind when you have decided on something. It's pretty much impossible. So you have to show that you have no doubt and you just accept Donald Trump as your president. And I could potentially run series, Donald Trump is your president, while breaking down his tweets in his other social media, which is through Truth Social. He doesn't want to go to Twitter, and probably it's a good idea not to go to Twitter sometimes. So, Cupcake Boys. Quiet revolution. If you want something to be true, just act like it has actually happened. And ignore what the opposition says until they actually respect you. I think that's enough. All right. You use ignorance, so the moment they realize that, okay, ignoring you and calling you names and annoying you and saying that it's stupid, none of this works. They will throw all of these things at you, but in the end, all you ask is a little bit of respect. You're doing this for a good reason. You have to a little bit be honest about the reason and not say that, like, you fully believe in whatever you're doing. You just want people to be reasonable to you in the end. That's why you're doing quiet revolution. Not to pretend that Trump is really the president, but you kind of want it to be more than what is happening right now. And you don't accept what happened simply because it doesn't seem legit. All right? It doesn't seem fair to you. And whatever it doesn't seem fair to you, that's how you fight. Alright? I gave you guys a very valuable weapon, which I obviously used to become YouTube CEO, and try and prove me otherwise. I gave plenty of people reasonable ways to defeat me. In a quiet ways, you just watch the video. You just give me 100 hours of watch time. Everyone gets that all the time. A single TikTok that gets 100k likes, gets 1 million views, and 1 million views. Yeah, this is just 10 seconds long. 1 million views. Divide by 6. So these are the minutes. And you divide by 60, you get the hours. A single TikTok gets 2.5 thousand hours. So if I cannot get it on YouTube, either YouTube doesn't work, I control YouTube, or people are too ignorant and have to be taught a lesson. All these things just stack up together, and here you go, guys. You have to fight me now. And the moment you realize is going to be those a few moments too late. Now the stack is against you. Now I'm prepared to fight back. Now I'm filled with muscle and testosterone to flex a little bit, and harder each time. All right. So the clock is ticking. Tick-tock, my friends. Obviously. So we're gonna play a game. We're gonna play this awesome game where even though Super Tate is banned, there's plenty of threats coming your way. And if I get banned, oh, you don't want to see that happen. They better ignore me. They better ignore me. They better pretend that I don't exist. Because if my story comes out, leaks out, god damn it, it's gonna explode. I don't know if YouTube can survive the explosion, because it's a very local explosion. Ender Tate was an explosion on TikTok. It's like he was starting to invade other social medias, basically, and they wouldn't let him do that. Even TikTok is a little bit concerned, but still haven't scraped off Tate from existence. But my explosion is a lot more local. In fact, like, you could just say I planted bombs in the most sensitive places all around YouTube, and I just act like a madman, claiming that I'm CEO, and honestly, there's not much they can do about it at this point.
In Russia last year, 400 people were arrested for things that they said on social media. 400 people in Russia. Obviously, this country is very different. How many people do you think were arrested in Britain for things they said on social media last year?
Go on.
Take a guess.
I have no idea.
3,300.
Really? Arrested for what they'd said on social media?
Yeah.
Really? What sort of things get you
Well,
arrested?
one example I give in my show is there was a young woman from Liverpool called Chelsea Russell, and people can look this up.
We're getting deeper somewhere, am I right?
19-year-old woman. And she posted the lyrics of his favorite song on her Instagram. The lyrics. And there was a rap song, so the lyrics contained several instances of the N-word. Okay? She was arrested, prosecuted, found guilty, given 500 hours of community service and a fine, tagged, and for a year she was under 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. curfew.
My goodness.
In Britain.
In Britain.
In 2018.
So we talk about the Chinese system of social credits.
Right.
And describe it as the creation of, or the emerging of a digital prison. But we're doing it to ourselves voluntarily in the West, so to speak.
Absolutely. I mean,
Britain sure sounds like a very magical place that, you know, since it detached from EU and everything, we should just nuke the thing, you know, just get rid of that. No one needs Britain anymore. It looks ugly, unfortunately.
Cancel.
I know people like speak English in there, and that's cool, but it's much more respectable if a European country starts speaking English and not just Britain talk to themselves in a weird accent as well. It's like, just nuke the place. Get rid of it. It stinks.
People.
It's too expensive to live there anyways.
Social media. But you're telling me now that 3,500 people were visited by the police.
No, far more were visited by the police. Far more. There are cases just half a year ago, and I defended Jo Brand, a British comedian, over this. She made some comments, which, you know, it wasn't a great joke, but she talked about this during this milkshaking episodes where people were having milkshakes thrown at them. She said that, well, if I was doing it, I'd throw some acid over them, right? That's not a great joke. But she got a visit from the police on the basis that she was, quote, inciting violence. And they eventually decided not to proceed with prosecution. But it was obviously a joke. She's a comedian. She was on a comedy program. The context is very clear, right? The
problem is that here's what happened, right? The world is changing and the police is incapable of adapting, unfortunately. They don't know what to do. They think like, oh, arresting people is still fine. We can do whatever we want. We can just use our old methods in these solving these new problems. And the reality is that you guys gonna get fired. And fired in a probably spectacular fashion that we have never seen before. Alright, just entirety of police just vanishes, man. And people take back powers to police each other in different ways entirely. Just all of it vanishes. How is that possible? If something is offensive, we arrest them. And right now, police is way more offensive than human beings. If police create a threat and we start getting scared of police, we should be scared of doing wrong things, unfortunately. But if we get scared of police in general, we have to make them disappear. Alright? Somehow, some way, they have to disappear. Because they're a threat to society, unfortunately. And anything else attached to police that has been reinforcing police, like laws, rules, regulations, blah, 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 enforcement, all of this starts crumbling down as well. They have to find different reinforcements other than police right now, unfortunately. Because there's plenty of ways to, influence people on the internet. So if you don't adapt to the new ways of living life, and first give a warning sign, police doesn't have to just bang on the door. If you bang on the door, unfortunately, you'll definitely disappear. You'll definitely offend a lot of people. You're not selling cookies. You're invading privacy on another level at this point. And you better be reasonable with it. And if you're not reasonable, oh no, if your actions are more offensive than the offense that has been caused, I'm so sorry, my friend. You will disappear far away. Far away. So nuking, okay, I retract my statement. Nuking is not necessary. We just make the bad people disappear. Very simple. And obviously we start with the mirror flip. You arrest us, we arrest you. And we'll find a way to do it. Alright? No problem. It's very likely, like with every form of bullshit, police is not going to adapt fast enough and will continue using offensive ways to keep peace. Meaning that we will have to counter that or eventually make them disappear. Counter that, change them, or disappear. And if your dream job was to be a policeman, think twice before you make bad moves and ruin your reputation. You may still keep your job. You may be able to adapt. Just be careful, because, we might have a few questions about your history of offense to the society. All right, society is above all, unfortunately. You attack society, it strikes back with significant power and ability and all these things you have never seen before. All right? First thing you will notice is how quickly a brain melts just by watching this video, listening to my voice. Your brain will start melting. And that's just the first sign of warning. Maybe you should take a vacation and switch your job to something else. Something that is new, unexplored, exciting. So that's a good place to start. All right, just switch your job. Why you quit is like, I feel really bad about myself. That's why you quit. All right, so this is a good place to start. And let's see if I get triggered even further.
The defining case, actually, in recent British history on this was the Count Dankula incident. I don't know if you're familiar with this.
No.
This is
No, we're not going to... Because it talks about the dog that did very nasty things. And even this guy is scared of saying that. He's saying like, oh, I might get arrested. So let's respect that and not tell you guys what happens next. Just so I look a little bit, less cringy. It's like, wow, I dodged a bullet.
Social media as we know it is dead. I know that sounds ridiculous, especially in a video posted to what a lot of people consider to be a social media app.
I don't know
but
what
hear me
TikTok
out, because
is.
the shift I'm about to talk about has massive repercussions for viewers, creators, and the media industry in general. Let's start by going back
I want to
almost
activate a
2
dragon
decades. The major platforms at the time were MySpace, followed by Facebook. And the content you saw on those platforms was based on mutual connections. You followed your friends and family, and whatever they posted was what you saw. Then came Twitter and later Instagram, and they were a little bit different. On those platforms, you still had mutual connections, but accounts were public by default. That encouraged you to follow accounts of people you didn't know, giving you more content to consume than just what your friends and family posted. For 2 decades, this was the predominant model in social media. The content you saw was based on who you friended or followed, also known as your social graph. But things have changed very rapidly over the past few years. TikTok ignores the social graph and serves you algorithmically recommended.
The thing to understand is Facebook is an old website, man. But it's kind of just as old as YouTube. And YouTube also gave you basically by algorithm, by recommendations, what other people watch. There's nothing new to TikTok, about TikTok. The only new feature about TikTok, again, is the fact that it's endless scrolling. There's never interception, and that interception is ridiculously expensive, and that's why TikTok is so successful. When you remove that interception between choosing which video to watch next, it's so powerful because there's the person questions themselves whether they want to watch the video or not. But on TikTok, you only question yourself when you start feeling bad, or you have responsibilities, or you have run out of time in general. It's just like, it's a completely different mindset when you remove that interception. Which, why in the I Am CEO video, I explained that YouTube TV should be a thing, and YouTube TV should have been a thing from the very beginning, and they shouldn't have dibble and dabble into shorts. It's cool to have shorts, but it's way cooler to just keep the same video format as it used to be. Meaning that this vertical video seems appealing, but I still don't understand why it has been chosen to be this way. Alright? So horizontal video that YouTube is known for should have remained, and you can still have shorts in that format too. It's like, what's the problem, bro? The cool factor? What's happening, bro? So, I still want them to explain me that question. Let's continue.
Content. The app doesn't need to know who your friends are to
Also, welcome to hour number 2. I should have put, you know, chapters, but I did something better, obviously. I give you guys candy. Well, it's not that much better. Technically, you could see by time when the candy appeared, but it's pointless. I wish this stuff would be a little bit more automated, to be honest. Which it is automated. AI kind of generates chapters. If AI could like suggest me something, no, I don't know. I don't know, man.
show you content.
I know how ridiculously OP chapters are, and that every long video needs to have them. And I'm sorry that I don't have it here because it's just too random. No special events are happening besides like really controversial special events that I don't want people to skip into and discover out of order. So sometimes you have to be mindful when to and when not to put chapters in. And this is one of those cases when I can't really put them in for many, many reasons.
That you like. Its sophisticated algorithms pick content for you to watch that's better suited to your preferences and interests than if you were to choose for yourself.
Not really.
And because TikTok doesn't rely on your connections, it can choose content from its entire base of creators, vastly increasing the amount of potential
Same goes with
content that it can
YouTube,
show
even
you.
early
The
YouTube.
platforms dedicated to content from just your
doesn't
friends,
mention
your family,
YouTube
and the
once,
accounts
dude.
you intentionally choose to follow
Not
could
once.
never match the breadth and quality of content on TikTok, making them much less engaging. The old social media companies know this. That's why we're seeing platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, and even Facebook converting to the TikTok model, where they're going to
Facebook and
prioritize showing you
Instagram at the same
algorithmically
time?
recommended content over the
Holy
content
crap.
from people you follow. This is why social media as we know it is dead. Today's social media industry is vastly different than what it was before, so much so that you could say it deserves a new name. Michael Mignano, a tech entrepreneur, calls this new industry recommendation media. In recommendation media, the algorithm replaces the social.
This thing over here has been around for years and years, my friends. That's what I was talking about
It
in terms
also
of
blurs
YouTube.
the line between what we've thought of as social apps and other content platforms which weren't thought of as being social. YouTube used to be considered its own thing,
Oh, you
but now
just
it's
mentioned
competing with
YouTube.
TikTok, who in turn is competing with Instagram. These apps can't depend
No
on
one's
having clearly
competing against
defined
Instagram,
niches
I'm
which
sorry,
they
dude.
alone dominate. They all now compete for the same limited resource, people's time and attention. And the winners of this competition will be the apps which have the most engaging content no matter where it comes from. So what are the repercussions of this shift? Well, it's great for viewers. The TikTok algorithm knows us better than we know ourselves. It can show us an endless stream of videos that entertain, inspire, and educate us without us having to pick and choose exactly what to watch. For content creators, it's more of a mixed bag. The algorithm doesn't care whether you're a movie star or a random person on the street. If you make a captivating video, it has a really good
It's just kind of automatically fixes society in that sense. Make a good video and you're... But, you must understand, still, YouTube, we're not made out of celebrities. It's made out of dedicated people who kept making videos for years and years and became well-known over time. So, he's not saying anything new, bro. That's my problem
shot
here.
of being seen by a lot of people. It levels the playing field between a random person on the street and someone who is already popular. An established following helps, but is not the end-all be-all like it is on other platforms. But therein...
I want to check Twitter real quick. I have a feeling there's going to be a funny tweet from Susan Wojcicki. Some kind of funny little tweet. Susan Wojcicki, man. Well, what's the funniest tweet of the day? Well done, Captain Corey. That's 1 week ago, so she's pretty dead even on Twitter. God damn it, bro. Game changer. Say something funny, bro. Rise Again program has grown. I don't know what that is. because you don't post any videos about it. 5 mil subs on your channel? Your channel? You're not jealous? Bruh, dude. You can't say, oh, congratulations. Dude, you gotta be jealous a little bit. Jack Spadices mentioned. Mariah Carey. Snazzy Q, I don't know what that is. Happy 10 years on YouTube. Mini Minter. Ooh, okay. Just a bunch of milestone consumer. It's you can feel the cancer, man. It's not cringe, it's just pure cancer, because this is a pattern of behavior. Oh, look, you got a number! Congratulations, my friend. You got a big peepee now. You made it. That is so weird for a grown-ass woman to say, oh, you have a big peepee now! Congratulations! You have a bigger peepee than last year or something. Oh my god, bro. Oh my... This is so immature, right? What the hell? And then the people will be like, oh, no, you made it sound immature. This is actually very important to humanity to look at big peepee. Oh my god! Oh my god. I have to turn this whole insanity into... Oh my god. YouTube core. Oh look. Well done with your 2 million big peepee thing that is now twice as bigger than the last time I've seen it. Society needs to inspect the growth of peepees. Here you go. All shapes and sizes, am I right? I don't care about morality. Congrats, it's your birthday. I go to birthday parties. I go because I'm CEO. That's where I go. That's where I go. I'm CEO to the birthday parties. I go to my own birthday parties of not getting subscribers, but getting this number. You're all invited for some reason. All of you non-existent creatures that I'm talking to right now. Hi, Wall. Hi, 0 viewers. You are all invited to my birthday party when I become a CEO with 10,000 points. I can't wait till that happens. Alright, so I'll keep consuming things.
Lies the downside for creators. Because content is served to viewers based on the algorithm and not who they follow, creators lose a lot of control. They can gain a massive following very quickly, but the value of that following is much less than under...
It's just so weird because, like, Susan knows that she will get booted out if she posts anything on YouTube, but she can just kind of, like, invade birthday parties and say, wow, I definitely acknowledge that you exist, and you will acknowledge that I exist. Feeling so mutual, right? Right? You like me, right? I said you have a big peepee, and I'm very jealous. Okay. I will leave now. The flip of the bird. The flip of the bird is the realization that Twitter sucked the whole time, and everyone who used it sucked really hard as well. And if you used Twitter more than YouTube, it definitely says something about you. You should marry, like, Elon Musk before it's too late. That's what it says about you. Alright. Honestly, I'm just saying it, man. Lollipop, man. You should, marry Elon Musk before it's too late. I've heard he likes making children. And I don't know if you can still do that. Can you do that still? I don't know why would Elon Musk marry an old woman at this point. That's the only question I have.
Social media model. In the old model, every piece of content that a creator
Maybe, okay. So if you use Twitter for a long time and you have celebrated a lot of birthday parties, maybe you don't need to make children. So I'll give you a clue. Okay, maybe Elon also likes celebrating birthday parties. Try that. Alright. So I'm being very nice and suggesting things.
put out would be broadcast to their entire following.
In case YouTube CEO career just kind of flops, you know, on Billboard.
Creators collectively had a lot of power in determining what got seen on the social media platforms. Now the algorithm has taken that power. Every piece of content won't necessarily be seen by a creator's followers. It's completely up to the algorithm. This has made creators more commoditized. In the platform's eyes, each creator, no matter their following, is interchangeable with another.
Sorry, guys. I think this guy's interchangeable with another creator.
Most men are afraid of? Spider? Creature?
Also, by the way, TikTok. I don't like that.
What? Shark?
I need more points to myself.
Woman? Dude, what is this? What is this game? Alligator. I would love to see these answers, bro. This is some bullshit.
Just put an S to the end, and it's a different word.
What the fuck?
The problem isn't that AI is replacing artists. The problem is that in our society, we grind up and discard anybody who is replaced. AI isn't sampling. It is making transformative derivative works, just like humans can legally do. If we don't address the social safety net issue, if we don't address the lack of universal basic income...
So if I say... generating... I get this fucking woman, dude. Holy fucking crap, dude. This is what AI did? Are you kidding? This is the highlight, bro? Jesus Christ, man. Skip.
How much money do you think a guy should make per year?
You get the idea, you know, people get replaced. We need universal basic income. Because the problem that we get discarded by the people in power, basically, as if we're trash. Well, we can fight back. There's plenty of weapons, but you have to start now and exercise and understand that your self-improvement matters tremendously just for your own well-being. Just to make you happier in the moment. And then you will realize you can actually fix your future and make yourself exponentially more happy and under control over your life. And again, you only live once. And the greatest thing about only living once, something I wanted to say at some point when I was playing Minecraft, of all things. YOLO. So please grab the best things in life available for you. Something like that. It's pretty simple. Except without exploits and cheat codes that would destroy your life in the end. Since you live once, you might want to survive
a little bit longer than halfway. Alright. Just a little bit of a disclaimer, so you don't reach out into weird places where you might lose your arm, but you might win a lottery. Congratulations.
Least making 100,000. Like $1 million, $2 million, 300K,
100K, 100K.
A lot more expensive.
The reason why I like this video so much, normally it would trigger the shit out of me, but it didn't do that. Because my first instinct is, okay, if you want a rich man, yes, you have to actually provide value to be able to receive value. Tit for tat and everything in society, pretty important. But the most important question of all, how the fuck these people survive, man? Who are these people? What are you guys working? You're not working in slavery? Bruh! You have the ability to say, oh, 100K a man has to earn, or more than that, which is 2% of men. I'm just like, what is that? Bro, aren't you struggling in life? Do you want to have security? Just grab any man that is worthwhile. It doesn't have to just have one feature that is like, oh, it has a lot of money. So, yeah, dude. It's fantastical. Obviously, women are not even allowed to know how much a man earns. That's the most important thing. Just like you wouldn't ask the weight or the age of a woman. It shouldn't matter that much, you know, for a dude. So the same goes with the money. You kind of see, you kind of understand what's going on. You have enough clues, but you shouldn't really ask how much the man earns. You should only ask whether you're happy with it or not. That's the whole point. And obviously, I think women have to like a little bit exaggerate what makes them happy, just so they're totally secure in case that thing happens. So I'm not blaming them too much. I'm just wondering how much they earn themselves in the moment while being single. Are they struggling or not? What jobs can they do? You know, to be able to have these ridiculously expensive dreams. I would settle with a cartoon character if I find one in the streets. Even if it doesn't pay me anything. Maybe I could make funny TikToks with a cartoon character. I don't know, bro. Men would settle down with anything. So why women are able to rule the world, not struggle whatsoever? What is happening? What is this mysterious creature called women right now? I don't think these creatures exist. But these videos show me otherwise.
Hey, English? Yeah, oh, that's easy. That's moon. Moon.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, like moo, like the cow, you know? I'm pretty sure the cow goes moo. But if this is moon, then this is door. That is also double O, but it's actually door. This is door, but this is moon. Yeah, well, that's because it's followed by an R, so instead of a oo sound, it's
you got a door sound.
Or sound. Okay, but if this is door, then this is that.
Four.
Four? Yes, like door. This is four? But that's because we write four so much, so we were like, why not just take off an O so it's easier? Okay, but if this is four, then what is this? That is also four. Also? But that's because it's the number four, so we were like, you know, if it's the number four, it should have 4 letters. Yeah, four. Okay, well, then this is four, then this must be no, right? I mean, if this is 4, this must be no?
If people reach 100 hours of watch time, I'll show them this video. Just in case. You know, they have questions.
No? Hey, English? Yeah, French.
Do you know you can now sue movie studios if you don't like their trailers? What? Yeah, so this is all over the news. So recently, a federal judge ruled that if
Almost
a movie
there, guys.
studio
3
makes
hours
a trailer that's misleading or
max.
deceptive, people can actually sue the movie studio that made that trailer. So I guess what makes a movie trailer considered deceptive? So if there's a movie
So technically, I just made 30, SniperWoffle videos in one go. Go figure, boys. 30, because they're usually 10 minutes long. Wait, 18. Oh, that sucks. SniperWoffle wins again. God damn it, bro. Well, technically, I did enough content, SniperWoffle style, that people would be able to watch throughout the entire month and not get too much bored about it. So, here you go, boys. Fixed it for you. You know, it's funny. I would have made the argument of like TikTok needs to burn in hell for using copyrighted material and be just removed from the internet because of that, as if that's the best argument. But you can literally use TikTok, not get copy striked, and it's infinite amount of material, and you can even, you know, properly organize this stuff. Like, I'm scrolling through this like it's butter. I wouldn't be able to do that with liked videos. It would lag, it would load everything improperly, man. Some of the liked videos, I like it not because I want to rewatch it or something. TikTok's just on another level, dude, in that sense. So, whoever bans TikTok, I will say hi.
trailer that shows a character in the trailer, but that character is not actually in the movie, it's actually false advertisement. And apparently they could get sued for this because there was a movie called Yesterday, and in the trailer for this movie, they showed Ana de Armas, who's a super big actress, and there was 2 people who were really big fans of her and decided to rent the movie just because she was in the trailer. But after watching the movie, they noticed all her parts were cut. She wasn't in the movie at all. So they went to the movie studio and sued them because the trailer was misleading.
You could actually sue because of this?
Yeah, so the people that rented the movie only had to pay $3.99 to rent the movie, but now they're suing the movie studio for $5 million.
Who would have known?
It's just, that's why I liked it, because it's such nonsense, man, to be able to sue movies and get millions of dollars. Like, what the hell? Where are we living in? What kind of candy land, dude? Where lawsuits are actually like a positive experience financially. Like, what the? Are you kidding me, bro? What? That's just not how justice is supposed to work, unfortunately. I know you have to punish people, but like, you also reward people who punishes people. Like, god damn, are you kidding me, bro? So this is a spiral out of control. It also mentions movies, something that doesn't exist in my world at the moment. I'm still struggling to understand what a movie is.
We know that Google is tracking us. We agree to it when we set up our phones. So we wanted to figure out what exactly Google is learning about us throughout.
The crazy part, he like turns on his airplane mode, takes out off the SIM card, and the Google still tracks every single location, puts it in a database, extract it when it gets connected to the internet, and airplane mode does 0 effect. So it's like, what? Yeah, no privacy whatsoever. Google is watching everything you do, and the moment Google wants to weaponize this against us, or maybe it's doing that without us even knowing, because we allow to be ignorant with each other, so technically all the little things start mattering a lot. Because we're ignorant with each other, if Google decides to do just a small titsy-bitsy thing where a few comments disappear, they get rearranged a little bit differently than you would otherwise want to in a free society, they can manipulate shit so crazy without ever getting caught. Alright? That's the power of invading privacy, man. It's manipulating society any way you want, simply because you have all the information, including the information whether you're gonna get caught or not. Someone like myself is a wildly unpredictable creature, but all they have to do is press one button and I disappear. So if I don't spread this information properly and find good ways to do it, we're gonna be in potential trouble with this thing called Google. And luckily AI is actually doing the cool thing of challenging this beast of surveillance at this point. You know, and I'm doing my part, obviously, as a YouTube CEO, but I don't work for Google, unfortunately. Isn't that crazy? Aren't you excited that I am YouTube CEO who doesn't work for Google? Also, you might be more excited to use Discord. Discord is kind of linked with Chinese stuff or authorities, but I don't know how much. You pick your poison, basically, and I would pick Chinese anytime when it comes to surveillance. It feels like Chinese just wouldn't give a fuck, especially about European countries like mine. Maybe they would try and weaponize themselves against Americans, but if you're not an ordinary American, because you watched to this point already, I think you're pretty safe from China surveillance, unfortunately.
Oh no, AI is gonna steal all of our jobs. It can write jokes that are almost good. It can make art that's almost not shit. Amazon is going to run out of workers in the next 2 years. I think it might be time to talk about universal basic income again. Unfortunately, everybody who loves the idea of UBI and everybody who hates the idea of UBI are both correct. And the main factor is how you pay for it and how much it is. So obviously, if
I'll explain you guys, but you can explain later. Just look like a loser. So, the way you pay people, you pay moral people, just free money, basically, for being moral. Because they bring value to society, quite significant value. They're just like a policeman in disguise sometimes. Because these are the people who would ring alarm bells and try and fix problems. And there's not a lot of moral people in the world who deserve UBI. I'm definitely a moral person. And if you disagree with me, so you'll live in poverty very soon. So that's the criteria. And what happens to the rest of the people? They work. They work just to pick up skills, be jealous, and try to work out what morality is. While they do the work, they will have plenty of time to do that. So, UBI should reward only moral people who are proven to provide constant value to society without much effort, while everyone else has to work, feel jealous, and try to work out how to adopt proper level of morality. Very simple. It's a cookie again, unfortunately. The candy box, boys. You wouldn't get that from SSniperWoffle.
you pay for it by cutting welfare to people who really need it, that's a bad idea. However, if we pay for it through taxes on billionaires and giant corporations that are not currently paying any taxes, like, I don't know, Amazon, that's good UBI. Ding. And finally, how much it is. A lot of current models and theorizing are around the idea of a UBI that is not a living wage. You can't live on it. You still have.
So corporations like that, yeah, they have to be taxed, obviously. Obviously. Why are they not getting taxed? Where are you going to get the money, government? We have to point a lot of pressure into the government so they start taxing the rich simply because that's fair thing to do. You tax people who have money, and you do not tax people who do not have money. You can't take money from people who don't have money, who will struggle and will ruin society as a consequence of losing their money. They will start stealing. They will start being bitter and annoying and unhappy with their lives. They will commit suicide and spread hatred before they do that, or even commit homicidal suicide. All right, some terrifying things will happen if you just take away from money from people who don't have money. You can still do that. You can still create problems for these people, and it's not going to be a happy place if government keeps doing that, which is why we really need to just push government just to the edge of society, see how evil they truly are, and I'm pretty sure they're all evil right now, and see how long they're going to survive underwater, basically. If they can breathe underwater, that would be nice, because it looks like we don't like them that much. All right, we'll test them. How long can you hold your breath? And if you become, it's not about holding breath. It's about how you react to near-death experience. Do you become more evil, or do you become more humble and respectful? All right. When the entire society decides to put you under pressure, because you have to respect what society asks you to do. So, yeah. I'll just have to put it out there because it pisses me off, right? Gov taking money from people who don't have money to give is a crime against humanity and is the main reason why Gov will get kicked out of society, at least as a test. But very likely the government show its true colors, and I want to see how rainbow-y those colors are.
To work. That's just begging for it to be a subsidy for your employers and for your landlords. Bad UBI. If it's enough to scrape by on, get an education, find a better job, that gives a lot more power to workers, and well, fixes this automation thing. Oh no!
Pretty much. That's the whole point of UBI, is just to empower people who don't know what to do in life. Very simple. Alright, if you cannot grab a job and throw into that person, and all of a sudden create an employed person, well, you gotta do the next best thing and try to keep that person alive until it finds out what it wants to do and to be able to provide value to society. That's it. That's it. You do the next best thing if the first thing doesn't work. Especially just to be aware what the next best thing is. So, you're always ready. Alright? First, you can throw a job to someone and hope the person gets employed. But you have to be aware of what the next best thing is in case this one fails. And that's where I leave it. I don't want to explain it any more than that.
I have to pay like
we don't like cookies
$5,000
anyways
per month in child support for the next 15 years or something like that. So my retirement is out of the window now. You know, I was going to retire last week actually, but it seems like I'm back onto YouTube now, churning out these videos, and I wanted to
happy marriage.
Excuse me. Hi.
And
for $20, do you want
and
to
lawsuits, man.
karaoke?
Happy marriage and lawsuits.
Okay, what's your name and where are you from?
David Loftus. Here, Portland, Oregon.
All right. And what's your favorite?
Also, welcome back to YouTube. This is when you congratulate because someone came back to YouTube, boys. Realize the touching grass just makes your hands bleed.
For $20, do you want to do e-try karaoke? Okay, what's your name and where are you from?
David Loftus. Here, Portland, Oregon.
All right, and what's your favorite song right now?
Let's just say Nowhere Man, the Beatles.
How do you rank your singing on a scale of 1 to 10?
Singing? Out of 7.
All right, let's rock and roll.
I'ma say the way you move, gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. Oh, when you shake that thing, gonna make you burn, gonna make you stay. Hey, baby, when you walk that way, watch your honey drip, can't keep away. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a roll, can't stand still, got a flaming heart, can't get my feel.
Excuse me.
Just some weirdly cool vibes, right?
Oh, it's a fire in the...
A customer live streams a raging fire in the lingerie department.
No, this is the only times when I can say Black Lives Matter for some reason. No, blurred-faced lives matter.
Ain't got no,
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
And immediately gets to work.
What the f they running for? Bro, these is tripping. This is a whole fire extinguisher right here, bro. Bro, these tripping. What the f is they running for?
Extinguisher in hand, the intrepid customer heads straight for the inferno.
I gotta be Superman in this bitch.
Where he and his store employee douse the flames with a few quick blasts.
Bro, there's a whole fire in this joint. There's a whole fire.
Was the other one also equipped? You can't see nothing, though.
ChatGPT literally blew up the internet. They amassed a whopping 1 million users in just 5 days after release.
Almost
It's
over,
one of the
guys.
most craziest things I've witnessed. And then reality hit. I tried it a few hours after they launched, and the initial experience was absolutely insane. When I use it today, the quality has clearly dropped. Much more restrictive, much more generic outputs, way less capable of providing that almost magical experience of how the f did you do that? And there's a reason for that. The OpenAI team had to put a ton of limitations in place. In the beginning, people were asking it how to create explosives, how to write SQL injections. Someone even made it list banking sites around the world with well-known vulnerabilities and then have it write exploits they could use. Obviously, that couldn't continue. And now we're left with a much less dangerous and much less impressive tool. Though I'm still pretty pumped about the potential. Let's see where this goes. ChatGPT.
Lawyer's reaction.
Whenever there is non-consensual physical contact with another, that is battery, unless there's an exception. And one of those exceptions can be defense of property, so long as you're using reasonable, non-deadly force. That's exactly what this man in black did, which makes him not guilty of battery.
Lawyer's
the
reaction.
coolness, though, dude. Jesus Christ, man. That's a policeman right there, bro. We need to know who this person is.
How I dated 40.
That's the guilty part about the video. We don't know who he is.
49,000 women in New York City at the same time.
Step 1, I reversed
This one is like super scary, man.
Stored 49,000 profiles.
Scary flex, man.
I then wrote a program to swipe right on all of them and got around 5,000 matches. And to speak to all 5,000 women, I built an artificial intelligence based on the personalities of Patrick Bateman from American Psycho and James Bond.
You're not my type. Smart. Single.
The artificial intelligence used movie quotes to speak on my behalf. For example,
Would you like to accompany me to dinner? If you're not doing anything.
Sure.
Where do you want to go? Anywhere you want. Just say it. I can get us in anywhere.
In the end, I got around 500 numbers, and some of the girls really like the AI. Like and follow for more.
What the hell, man? What is happening? I'm not gonna give you Lauren. I mean Laura. It's mine, okay? It's mine.
How do you turn this pawn into a queen? Don't push yet. You don't win if your king and
push
queen side by side. You
push
face
it.
the enemy king. That's called opposition.
Bruh,
if the king moves
just
left,
push, man.
you outflank in the other direction.
Push.
If the king doesn't see your pawn, you
push,
can
push,
it
push.
down. But the second
No,
the king looks
not
at your
now.
pawn, it's back
You're too late.
Position. This time the king steps to the right.
Push,
you go to
man.
the left and seize the space. King slides
Jesus
back, you can now
Christ,
push your
man.
pawn. King
Just
looks
push
up.
the pawn. What? Push the pawn on top of your goddamn king, bruh. Who cares if it's gay or not? Just push the pawn. You want a queen anyways. You can be gay for a little bit. Just push the goddamn pawn. I don't know why I like this, by the way.
Why are men so offended by women who do not want to date poor men?
Because 9 times out of 10, you're a broke-ass bitch too. Here's a reality check that keeps getting thrown in the faces of all the women that say that their future husband needs to have a 6-figure salary. Some of y'all aren't 10s. You think that you're 10s, your friends say that you're 10s, but you're not 10s. I don't believe that there are 10s out there, but the ones that say that their man needs to be rich is a fucking 2 tops. The second that you say that your standards include a man's bank account, your ranking goes so low down to the ground that a fart couldn't even warm it up. And yet you blame society
I don't know, it's so
for
weird.
you being single when it's actually you putting your foot in your mouth. You are essentially telling a man, even if he is rich, that all you want is his money, not his love. But there is hope. There are rich men out there that will use you up, dry you up, drop you when you're 30, and go for the next 22-year-old model. And then what?
Why are men so...
Then we want to hear TikToks about it.
So here's a preview.
But there's a problem, right? So we're just interacting with a bunch of random people who have random ideas of reality, but unless we follow someone and get the full story, full picture, we'll never understand how dating works and none of that shit. You know, how relationships supposed to work unless we see successful relationships instead of just complaining all the time. Technically, I feel very confident about having constructed really good relationships without ever having one, which is fucking magic if you think about it. Alright? I can do whatever I want, dude. Right? People are stupid anyways and they don't know how to interact, so you just do it in your head, man. And I'm fine with that. I guess that's the downside of, attracting women because you used AI to do it and you manipulated women into your life. Now what? Now what do you do with them? You made them submit and alright. What now? Bruh? What are you gonna do now, bruh? You have plans? Your AI little thingy is gonna help you out now? This is why I call AI the dream world generator. It can potentially just skip to your dream. Whatever you wanted in life, you just can skip to that point, but you still have to deal with the consequences. And it was a really cool example, right? Another example that AI is, or I feel even more confident that AI is just a dream generator, which is active when you sleep on the internet. When you wake up, some of your dreams came true. Now deal with consequences, bruh. Good luck. I have my dream and I'm forcing it real hard. And for some reason it's not working. But it will work, guys. It will work. And I will not need AI to get my dream. Because, well, you'll see later why.
Of a mini documentary movie that I just made in 36 minutes total using 5.
It's almost like the most likely scenario that's going to be like AI is going to recognize that I exist and I am YouTube CEO by scraping data on the internet. It's going to be like, oh, there's a YouTube CEO right here. You can talk to him. He responds to every comment. You want to be YouTube CEO? Just talk to this guy. And the battle begins. Welcome, my friends. I've been waiting.
5 different AI softwares.
Worth over $250 million. And he had spent the past few years encouraging others
creating AI videos.
Okay?
It's Lithuanian memer.
Excuse me, sir.
What's up, man? How you
My
doing?
son really likes this flavor of potato chips, but I can't afford them.
I
Can
love
get
this
$1,
stuff.
please?
You're like the third person asked me today, but sure, here you go.
Wow, thank you so much.
This
What's
is
your
where
name?
we should
is
end,
Mo.
probably,
Why'd
almost.
you do it? Why'd you help
Well,
me?
we
This is
just
gonna be a big
naturally
thing, I want
end.
to get back to the community, you know?
Well, I've got something for you. There's something in these.
I'm not gonna try hard and make some kind of conclusion out of this. We just created a bunch of candy, like really generated tons and tons of candy. And we're probably gonna generate a lot more because I probably started around 40 minutes into the video or something. Yep. The fuss, boys. What is the fuss about? Shut up and eat the candy. No one asked what the fuss is about.
These Lay's chips, it's for you.
Oh my god.
That's right. I'm
Oh
blessing you
my
with cash.
god,
What are you gonna
bruh.
do with
I'm gonna
it?
double it and give it to the next person.
Oh, that's incredible.
Ma'am,
Hey, what's up?
I have this $1,000. Would you like to double it or give it to the next person?
No, actually, I really need that for my mystery box challenge. I'll take it. Thank you. Hey, excuse me, sir.
Oh, hey.
Do you want to buy this mystery box for only $1? You never know what's inside.
I've seen these TikToks. Yeah, I'll take the mystery box.
Thank you.
But you did lost
Wow,
a dollar,
it's all this
though.
money. Incredible. I'm gonna make a viral video with this cash and give back to the community.
You lost a dollar.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
What's up, man?
She's stealing dollars. Catch her, please. The mystery box. But she has to buy cardboard, so I guess that's fair. Wait, did she just give him money, right? In the end.
Wow, it's all this money. Incredible. I'm gonna make a viral video.
We don't see that. I don't know, man. Maybe she just buys back the box with the... I mean, it's pretty nasty, dude. It's pretty nasty. So, they keep making viral videos, guys, between each other. It just shows the potential of so many things being fake on the internet, especially if they're just short format, if there's no commitment. You just prep a video with someone and you just loop around a bunch, well, or a bitch, and make a bunch of TikToks that way. Even just making fun of it works in the end. What the fuck?
Why did some British police forces start giving out free
To
lollipops?
shut people
All right,
up.
son. We
This
gave
one is
Dada our house
called-
keys.
She worked really hard to make this little guy open the door, but he's distracted. Because he has some mental disorders, guys.
Oh no, check this out. The government's trying to ban TikTok right now. Now they're saying...
Alright.
We literally have Swedish price.
This guy doesn't say anything spectacular in this video. He's just making things more aware that the government is working on it. Government will always work on eliminating competition and creating monopolies for some reason. So it's a weird thing that they do. I'm sure it's not going to backfire. But
So it all started when I was rewatching The Witcher.
keep collecting sins, government. Keep doing that. We'll see what happens.
And I noticed Rory was staring at the TV when Henry Cavill was on. And she's never watched TV before.
It's so weird for a dog to be addicted to a
So I
human
posted
being
about it, and then you
from a TV, and then she builds a shrine, basically. Fucking Witcher, man.
In case you didn't know, a lot of the tech behind ChatGPT is actually available open source.
That is not
I
the
don't
same
care.
thing, bro. I am pissed.
I want a good ending,
like,
bro.
who does shit like that?
I actually used to work for Apple before Steve Jobs died, and I can tell you that the moment Tim Cook took over, the focus of the company completely changed. When Steve Jobs was alive, we were told to be laser focused on the customer experience. And the moment Tim Cook took over, the focus shifted to profits. And there's literally like half a dozen ways in which Apple screws their customers over on a regular basis. And if people were to ever...
Well, if you care about people, you're gonna get cancer. That's the actual story here.
Good morning, bad news! The United States is one of the only countries on Earth where you can be fired from your job for no reason, and Americans are usually surprised to learn that almost everywhere else in the world, employers need to provide a legitimate cause, like skipping work or stealing. But in the US, as long as you're not being openly fired for one of these reasons, you can be fired for literally anything else, like wearing orange, voting for the president, or being too ugly or even too attractive, and there's nothing you can do about it, because employment in all US states besides Montana is considered at will, which is a...
As you can see,
It's
there's
crazy.
a few different modes. We've got the live mode, which I'm currently in, and it allows...
Yeah, I can't wait to use this. I just don't need memes. I need like just a better voice. That would be nice.
allows me to record myself.
I'm kind of, satisfied with the way I sound, but if it can be improved, I'll take it. Why not? You can do it, bro. Yeah, so happy when it doesn't work out. It's like so happy, but you don't really know what to do next. You call this is why calling is obsolete and should have been packed together with reading books. Calling people, bro. Come, it's cringe now. It's too old school. If my mom does it because she doesn't have another choice, I can understand. But like calling people, Jesus Christ, man, that is pure insanity. Yeah. I never enjoy calls, no matter what they are. They just put me in a stressful situation for no reason. You gotta get comfortable with it. And most evil people are comfortable with stressful situations because they can take advantage of that. And they feel first, they feel like they mastered a skill that nobody else had. But technically you can think of it as my blind spot. But my blind spot is being moral, basically, and I choose not to engage with this stuff. One of the most courageous moves I've done is I actually try to call a girl and my friend. They were both dating at a time, and they couldn't pick up the phone, but I was able to call them. They didn't want to pick up the phone and talk to me, but I was courageous enough to call them. I don't know what I would have said necessarily, but the fact that I did that, it's kind of a OP move. Knowing that I'm like in a weird triangular relationship where, yeah, my friend is dating a cool girl that I was texting and I kind of like her too. So either their relationship has to work out and be very solid because I like the girl too, especially when the friend is like rejecting me a little bit and not spending too much time with me anymore. So, that's pretty offensive. So I think that's a green light for me to just invade a relationship. I don't care. But if it works out, I will respect it, I'm a cool dude. I'm respectful.
So tomorrow, it's going to be announced that for the first time ever, the National Ignition Facility got more power out of a fusion reaction than it put in.
And I don't know what that means. Alright? It's a cool story, bro. And I don't know what that means for the future. It's just more bragging rights. They created the nuclear weapon again. Wow. It's the funniest thing, bro. It's the funniest thing. That's what you get for wearing a mask, bro.
Language models are going to go just much, much further than people think. I would guess that with the quality of language models we'll see in the coming years, there will be like a serious challenge to Google.
And I'm being serious, okay? If you wear a mask, dogs can't see, okay? So It's a natural thing that happened.
For the first time. I think that like a human level chat bot interface that actually works this time around, this is going to be a massive trend. And, you know, very large businesses will get built with this as the interface. And
who cares? The question is whether we can improve the existing businesses. Obviously, new businesses will start existing and new generation of businesses, but that's not my focus, unfortunately. Yes, I'm excited about something that could squeeze into my life like TikTok did, but this is like very limited space and very complicated to compete with. I don't know, man. So what did I like about this video?
Think about like what that alone is going to unlock and the sort of applications people will be able to build with that. That would be like a huge victory for all of us and just like a massive step forward and a genuine technological revolution if that were all that happened. AGI is basically the equivalent of a median.
I'm getting bored.
Men's clothing is significantly higher quality than women's clothing, and it should piss you off, and here's why.
Malcolm, can you ask the chatbot to make a poem that rhymes, and we're doing this in real time, in the style of Shakespeare, but about how it feels weird to be pooping at work when someone else comes into the bathroom and can maybe see your feet?
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this breakthrough.
Nope. Not gonna give you that one.
I don't understand why no one is paying attention to this. In a matter of weeks, ChatGPT has made most homework pointless. You can now...
How much do you pay for your apartment in New York City? It's for content.
Shopper.
What?
Can you please...
I know I enjoyed the first one, but just follow the TikToks.
Ban the use of TikTok due to privacy concerns. The new legislation will
ban.
Women sending obvious signals they're into you. This means leave me alone. Very different.
Yeah, you're not gonna get men this way, alright? The only signals you can send is look beautiful and approachable, and that's it. And how you deal with the situations. Pretty simple, let's skip.
Why isn't this in our health textbooks? So Dr. R.
And again, the greatest advice to women is that you have superpowers, you can approach men if you want to. And see what happens. And if you just choose to be approached by men, you're just gonna be an object. It's self-objectification that happens. You have to have the courage to break the social standard because that's the whole fucking point to begin with. Alright? Just like men are not supposed to approach women, they're supposed to just extract value from the society and pretend that, well, women just look beautiful and that's all they can actually give you. So approaching women, there's no point in that. You just observe them and you're happy that they're there, that they gave you some effort. You pretend that it's yours because you've seen it, and that's what women wanted for guys to see and appreciate. That's it. You break the social standard, and magic happens. Because none of these social standards actually make any sense unless you're desperate. Once you're desperate, and a lot of people are desperate and exploitative, that's why we have social standards. Alright. Easy, boys.
Dr. Otto Warburg did research on cellular voltage and he found out that it's...
I guess I'll leave you guys with that candy, or to be broken for magical effects. Only weak and exploitative people allow themselves to follow these and pretend that they are happy with the uncontrollable outcomes. That's what happens when you follow social standards. you get what society wants you to get. And it's not very good, unfortunately. It's not very good. You will meet a lot of resistance, obviously, which means you're weak if you just flow alongside with what society wants you to have. Because, you know, society wants you to resist. Society wants you to achieve your dreams. So you have to go against society standards. But society also recognizes you might die trying. Alright? This is one of the most disgusting and difficult things to try and do. This goes against society standards. You will break a lot of people that way that would have potentially wanted to help you, but they're not helpful. You have to break through a lot of bullshit first, alright? But then the bleeding starts. Right now, I'm free falling, alright? No social standard is applied to me that actually works. Alright, I tested it, and it just breaks when I test it. So I'm just free falling. I can do whatever I want. I can dream whatever I want. No one is going to stop me. Most social standards are completely fake and have been created by exploitative people to begin with, because society has way too much pressure on people, way too much power, and people want to abuse this sort of power. It's above government as well. So you must understand how addicting it is for people to try and put social pressure that doesn't make any sense, but it makes people behave a certain way. And that's why it's just meant to be broken. Just for self-realization, just all kinds of magic happens. Alright. But you have to break the standards, and it's very dangerous. You have to find your limit, basically. You free fall, you drop down to the ground. Now what? Now what kind of standards are you going to break? You can't break the ground. Now you have to move a certain direction. And maybe you move in a spiral for the greatest effect. I don't know. It's quite a mystery, and I'll leave you guys with that. See how far you can get, besides just free-falling. Because again, I make all the bullshit videos, all the things, I just break everything, and it's so easy. It's hilarious at this point, but I know there's more to it. There's more to it, my friends. This is just a surface level breakthrough. But it will escalate and escalate, and I will stack and stack. People will never, ever be able to catch up when they actually discover me. So the best thing for them to do is just to destroy the shit out of me, which is a very bad trigger to happen, you know. The first reaction when they realize how OP my content is. That's the scary part. But right now, unless I can take over TikTok, which I'm not willing to do, like Andrew Tate did, I will still live in the shadows, and I'll actually enjoy it quite a lot. It gives me a lot of room for growth. And honestly, whatever happens, happens. I am happy the way things are right now. And because I broke ridiculous amount of social standards, a lot of people are going to be happy. And please send me your feedback as soon as possible. Bye-bye, guys. See you next time. YouTube CEO signing out. You'll see me soon enough. Don't cry. Bye-bye.